96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. Imports increased 31% in the third quarter of the year. One wholesaler says it was an unfair decision on the fuel hike for retailers only. And a suspect in an ex-MP's murder appeals bail refusal. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Friday, November 15th, 2024. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Also this morning, we're going to be talking with RBC about their holiday home and auto expo. And later in business, it's our monthly HR series, our human resources series with Ahmad Rashad Thompson. Today, we're talking about AI, replacement or enhancement. We'll get his views and want to hear from you as well coming up in business. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you were sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, the BNSI, third quarter 2024 foreign trade figures report reveals that compared to the same period last year, there was a 31% increase in commodities imported into the Bahamas, which totaled $1.3 billion. As with the second quarter report, the import category machinery and transport equipment was the largest contributor to imports, totaling $317 million. And representing 24% of all imports. The report said that this was followed by the category of mineral fuels, lubricants, and related materials. Other categories that contributed significantly to total imports: food and live animals, manufactured goods classified chiefly by materials, and miscellaneous manufactured articles, with a combined total of $540 million, 40% of total imports. Last month, Deputy Chairman of the Bahamas Trade Commission, Senator Barry Griffin, hailed the 25% jump in imports in the second quarter of 2024 as an indication of the strength of the current economy. He told Guardian Business after the release of that report that this was an indication of the strength of the current economy. You can read more about this in today's Nassau Guardian. With Haiti's Transitional Presidential Council firing Gary Conille as Prime Minister several days ago, and with heightened turmoil in the troubled nation, the CARICOM community, CARICOM, saying it has followed with deep concern the transitional governance process. CARICOM saying it recognizes the dedicated contribution of former Prime Minister Gary Conille and looks forward to an early meeting with the new Prime Minister, Alex Didier-May, and continued dialogue with the leaders of government in Haiti. In a statement, CARICOM said that with the passage of time, the pressure of the approaching deadlines for attaining the major objectives of the transition process and the end state, the conduct of free and fair elections and seating of a new and democratically elected government becomes urgent. A man accused of murdering former Tall Pines MP Donald Saunders during an armed robbery in Gambier Village earlier this year is appealing a judge's decision to refuse him bail. Justice Neil Brathwaite denied bail to Jaco Chute in August. Chute appeared in the Court of Appeal yesterday along with his lawyer, Miranda Adderley. The appeal was adjourned to December 6th after prosecutor Darnell Dorset said she had just received Adderley's submissions and didn't have a chance to read them. Chute and Nickerson Nixon are charged with the March 27th murder of Saunders. The former deputy speaker was at Rags Bar when two men robbed the establishment of $650. Prosecutors say Saunders was shot in the neck when the men tried to rob him. A Supreme Court jury directing the acquittal of a man accused of a 2015 shooting that killed one man and left three others wounded. Justice Janine Weish Gomez told jurors to acquit Aaron Virgil after the prosecution ordered no evidence against him. The 9-member jury did not hear any evidence against Virgil, as the court excluded his alleged confession following a voir dire. Prosecutors alleged Virgil and Giovanni Lafleur were responsible for the May 8, 2015 murder of Lutenier Exilus and the attempted murders of Stefan Bastian, Benario Andrews, and Frederick Morley in Nassau Village. Virgil remained on remand for 7 years before he was granted bail in 2022. His bail was later revoked for failing to appear in court and not charging his ankle monitor. Lafleur was murdered on October 4th, 2022, while driving a bus on Robinson Road. Weeks after margin increase came into effect for petroleum retailers, Folk Hall Chairman Sir Franklin Wilson says that the decision was unfair to wholesalers who have not had any adjustments to their margins in many years. Sir Franklin telling reporters outside InvestFest Bahamas at Bahamar yesterday, quote, "It's not fair to be quite honest, but the wholesalers have to accept the fact that the retailers make the noise and the politicians listen to them. That's the reality. It's not fair." In September, the government announced that retailers will receive a 25-cent increase on their gas margins and 15-cent increase on their diesel margin. The increases came after years of agitation by retailers who lamented the impact of the low margins on their profitability. The Davis administration was for a long time adamant that there would be no margin increase, pointing to the impact of raising prices at the pumps when Bahamians were already deeply concerned over the high cost of living. Overseas, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump announcing that he will nominate anti-vaccine activist Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services, putting a man whose views public health officials have decried as dangerous in charge of a massive agency that oversees everything from drug, vaccine, and food safety to medical research, Medicare, and Medicaid. Trump saying Thursday in a post on his Truth Social site announcing the appointment, quote, "For too long, Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who've engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation when it comes to public health." He said that Kennedy would, quote, "end the chronic disease epidemic and make America great and healthy again." Trump and Kennedy would target drugs, food additives, and chemicals. As one of the most prominent anti-vaccine activists in the world, Kennedy's nomination immediately alarmed some public health officials. The director of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Mandy Cohen, telling the Associated Press, quote, "I don't want to go backwards and see children or adults suffer or lose their lives to remind us that vaccines work, and so I am concerned." Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden arrived in Peru to start his 6-day visit to Latin America for the final major international summits of his presidency, even as world leaders turn their attention to what Donald Trump's return to the White House means for their countries. The visit to the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit and stops in the Amazon rainforest and at the Group of 20 Leaders Summit in Brazil offer Biden one of his last chances as president to meet with heads of state he's worked with over the years. But world leaders' eyes are firmly fixed on Trump. They are already burning up Trump's phone with congratulatory talks. At least one leader, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol, is dusting off his golf clubs in case the chance to bond with the golf-loving Trump should present itself. White House officials insist that Biden's visits will be substantive, with talks on climate issues, global infrastructure, counter-narcotic efforts, and one-on-one meetings with global leaders, including Chinese President Xi Jinping, and a joint meeting with South Korea's Yoon and Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba. And masses of residents fled a running battle between gang members and police in one of the few neighborhoods of Haiti's capital that hadn't already been fully taken over by gangs, as violence flared and amid political turmoil. Families frantically packed mattresses and furniture into cars and carried their belongings on their heads as they left the Solino neighborhood, one of the handful of areas in Port-au-Prince where a coalition of gangs called Vive Ensemble and police were locked in a violent firefight over the past several days. One resident saying they barely made it out. Violence has exploded in the capital since Sunday when Haiti's Transitional Council, created to restore democratic order, fired the interim prime minister amid political infighting. The Caribbean nation hasn't held an election since 2016, largely because of the gang violence. The UN International Office for Migration reports that since Sunday, more than 4,300 people have fled their homes in Port-au-Prince and neighboring towns. Gangs like Vive Ensemble coalition often seize on moments of political chaos to make power grabs like the one seen in Solino in recent days. Gangs also largely shut down the country's main airport by shooting a number of planes, wounding one flight attendant on Monday. The United Nations said it's documented 20 armed clashes in Port-au-Prince in just one day. The UN estimates that gangs control 85% of the city. And an Israeli airstrike killed at least 12 Lebanese rescue workers inside a civil defense center Thursday in the eastern city of Baalbek. This hours after state media in Syria said Israeli strikes in and around the capital killed at least 15 people. Lebanese emergency workers were digging through the rubble Thursday to search for more of their colleagues still trapped under the destroyed rescue center. At least 3 civil defense members were wounded. There was no immediate comment from the Israeli military. Lebanese civil defense forces have no affiliation with the militant group Hezbollah, and they provide crucial rescue and medical services, one of the most war-torn nations in the world. The health ministry condemned what it called a, quote, barbaric attack on a Lebanese state-run health center, adding that it is the second Israeli attack on a health emergency facility in less than 2 years. In southern Lebanon, two hours. In southern Lebanon, an Israeli strike on a village targeted the Health Authority Association, a civil defense and rescue group linked to Hezbollah, killing 6 people, including 4 paramedics. In sports, the Government Secondary School Sports Association Junior Volleyball Championships taking place at the Donald Davis Gymnasium, featuring impressive performances by the H.O. Nash Lions in both the girls and boys division. In the junior girls category, the Lions defeating the SC McPherson Sharks. Lions swept the series 2-0, winning in straight sets of 25-10 and 25-19. In the junior boys division, the H.O. Nash Lions again emerging victorious against SC McPherson. Despite losing the first set 22-25, the Lions rallied to win the next two sets 25-22 and 15-11, securing a 2-0 series sweep. The BAISS Senior Boys Baseball Playoffs kicking off with games at Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium. St. John's College Giants facing off against the Kingsway Academy Saints in the opening game. The Saints clinching an early lead, dominating the Giants with a 6-0 score by the top of the fourth inning. The Saints batters displayed great skill exploiting gaps in the Giants' defense. With the Saints triumphing over the Giants 6-0. You can read more about it in today's Guardian Sports section. And CONCACAF has confirmed that the Bahamas will host the 2025 CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championship, the event serving as the region's qualifier for the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup in the Seychelles in 2025. The championship will run from March 11th through 16th at the Malcolm Park Beach Soccer Facility. The tournament will start with the group stage involving 8 teams divided into 2 groups of 4. Each team will play in a round-robin format with the top 2 teams from each group advancing to the knockout stage. Participating will be the Bahamas, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Mexico, Panama, Trinidad and Tobago, and the United States. From the NFL Thursday night action, Jalen Hurts rolled over face down and grabbed his helmet. The Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, and his head was spiked into the turf by Washington linebacker Frankie Louvu in the second quarter and bounced off the ground. Hurts was evaluated for concussion, but stayed in the game. Hurts ran for the go-ahead score. Saquon Barkley rushing for 146 yards and 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, and the Eagles stretched their lead in the NFC East with a 26-18 win over Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. The Eagles are 8-2 for the season, for winning their 6th straight since their bye. The Commanders fall to 7-4 for the season. And the Tampa Bay Rays will play their 2025 home games at the New York Yankees' nearby spring training ballpark amid uncertainty about the future of hurricane-damaged Tropicana Field. The Rays' principal owner, Stuart Sternberg, saying in an interview that Steinbrenner Field in Tampa is the best fit for the team and its fan base. At about 11,000 seats, it's also the largest of the spring training sites in Florida. The Rays' home since 1998, the domed Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg was hard hit by Hurricane Milton on October 9th, with most of its fabric roof shredded and water damage inside. The city of St. Petersburg, which owns the Trop, released an assessment of the damage and repair needed that estimated the cost at $55.7 million if it is to be ready for the start of the 2026 season. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. first look at weather brought to you by IL Fit Fest and the IL Cares Foundation. We've got a cold front that's going to move into the northern and northwest Bahamas later this afternoon. That's going to support a few showers and moderate to strong breezes behind the front once it moves through. By Saturday, that front's expected to move into the central and southeast Bahamas before eventually dissipating. Expect light winds across the country. But by tonight, they're going to increase to moderate to strong over the northern and northwestern islands. Then the central and southeastern islands by tomorrow. Looking ahead for the next few days, high pressure is expected to build across the islands, producing drier and warmer conditions. Small craft caution in effect for Atlantic coastal areas. Minor coastal flooding is also possible today and continuing into the weekend due to the upcoming King Tide event. There is an elevated risk of hazardous to life-threatening rip currents over eastern and Atlantic shorelines, and swimmers are strongly urged to stay out of the water in these areas. So for today, forecast for the northern Bahamas, including Grand Bahama, partly sunny and warm, becoming variably cloudy and a bit breezy tonight. For the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, partly sunny and warm, becoming fair and mild tonight. And for the central and southeastern islands, we've got partly cloudy and warm conditions, becoming fair and mild tonight. Across all areas, we've got about a 10% chance of showers, but for the northern and northwest Bahamas, a 20 to 30% chance tonight as the front approaches. Winds will be light and variable, shifting west to northwest, then northwest to north at 10 to 15 knots by this afternoon. Temperature-wise today, we're looking at highs getting up into the low to mid-80s, about 83 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down into the 60s for the northern Bahamas after that front moves through. The upper 60s, about 65 Fahrenheit, 20 Celsius. For other parts of the islands, we're looking at lows in the low 70s tonight. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook and a look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by the IL Cares Foundation, presenting IL Fit Fest, a full-day festival built for all fitness levels to encourage a healthy living lifestyle amongst Bahamians, and it's all free. Free health screenings, fitness demonstrations, and over $10,000 in gym memberships, supplements, and gym gear to be won. Come recharge, refuel, and start your journey to crushing your fitness goals this Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the University of the Bahamas grounds. See you there.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you, Street in Palmdale and Cades Village, or call 396-1100.
What's that one gift you've longed for?
My own home.
Build or buy your home with financing from CIBC Caribbean, and we'll gift you up to US $3,000 towards your legal fees. No loan application fee and up to 95% financing. And if you switch your mortgage to us, take the gift of no switching costs up to US $10,000. Plus, we're giving more with double the chance to win one of 3 cash prizes in your country. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/joyofgiving for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Thanksgiving has arrived early at Montague Motors. This whole month is Black November with deep discounts on selected models. Roll out this season in style. Montague Motors, trusted quality service for over 20 years. Zero down, everyone. Village Road near Shirley. 698-3950. 812-7576. Call Montague Motors now and get the best discounts the entire month of November.
What gift gives you joy?
An investment in land. That's joy to my future.
Finance your land with CIBC Caribbean and we'll gift you up to US $500 towards valuation fees, no loan application fee, and up to 15 years to repay. Plus, we'll also give you the chance to win one of 3 cash prizes in your country from our regional pot of over US $100,000. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/joyofgiving for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, Dwight Strachan coming up this morning in our 8 o'clock hour. We're going to be talking with RBC about their Holiday Home and Auto Expo. That's tomorrow. I'll give you all the details you need to know about that in just a bit. Later in business, it's our highly anticipated every month series, Human Resources series. And Ahmad Rashad Thompson's going to be back with us talking about AI, replacement or enhancement. We're going to get into that this morning. That's all ahead, but right now it's time to talk about what else is in the news. And in the news, reminding you about the NASA Guardian celebrating its 180th anniversary this month, and all month long, a lot of special things happening, including the Vision Challenge. You need to spot the 180th logo. It's hidden somewhere in the paper every day. If you find it, clip it out, write your name on it, drop it off in the box at the NASA Guardian before midday, because the drawing's 12:30 every Friday. There's another drawing today, and you could win some money. And next week is the final week, but you still have a chance to win today. So do that, folks. And don't forget, every day we are doing Blast from the Past in the NASA Guardian. You can see highlights from the pages of the NASA Guardian from over these past 18 decades. And today is a story about what likely is the first masked holdup in the Bahamas. Yeah, very interesting story in today's NASA Guardian from 1955. And you don't want to miss that in today's NASA Guardian. Every day, it's amazing stories like this, looking back at the wonderful, exciting history of the Bahamas. Yeah, 1955. It was Western-like, Western style. Bandits robbing a grocery store. Oh boy, yeah, the crime didn't just start, folks. Didn't just start in this Bahamas. Anyway, that's in the NASA Guardian today. All right, so also just want to remind you that the celebrations to honor Jonquel Jones, Bahamian WNBA superstar, who helped her New York Liberty win the WNBA championship and was named an MVP. Celebrations continue in Grand Bahama. It kicked off yesterday with a parade and public meet and greet events, special appearances going throughout the weekend. And then she's supposed to make her way to Nassau as well. So exciting times, and wishing all the best for everybody who takes part. And congratulations again to Jonquel J.J. Jones. And wonderful, wonderful stuff. All right, so let's talk about what's in the papers today. The big headline, unfair decision on fuel margin hike. Huh? What now? Sir Franklin Wilson suggests increase overdue for wholesalers too. Our Rachel Scott writing about this. Weeks after margin increase came into effect for petroleum retailers, Focol chairman Sir Franklin Wilson said yesterday the decision was unfair to wholesalers who've not had any adjustments to their margin in many years. Sir Franklin telling reporters outside InvestFest Bahamas at Bahamar yesterday, quote, "It's not fair, to be quite honest, but the wholesalers have to accept the fact that the retailers make the noise and the politicians listen to them. That's the reality. It's not fair." In September, the government announced that retailers will receive a 25-cent increase on their gas margin and 15-cent increase on their diesel margin. The increases came after years of agitation by retailers who lamented the impact of low margins on their profitability. The Davis administration was, for a long time, adamant that there would be no margin increase, pointing to the impact of raising prices at the pumps when Bahamians were already deeply concerned over the high cost of living. Petroleum dealers noted, though, that government fees and taxes made up a significant portion of fuel prices for consumers. With recent fuel prices, the combination of duty and VAT totaled significantly more than the 88-cent markup that retailers and wholesalers split prior to the recent increase. Wholesalers get 35 cents per gallon of fuel. The recent margin increases for retailers were the first since 2011, when they received a 10-cent increase per gallon of gasoline and a 15-cent increase per gallon of diesel. Sir Franklin saying yesterday that wholesalers haven't had an increase in more than 2 decades. He said, quote, "As it relates to diesel, I think the last time the wholesalers had an increase in their margin was in 2002. That can't be fair." Asked whether wholesalers are hurting because of the unchanged margins, Wilson said, quote, "All I'm saying to you is just look at that and you ask yourself the question, is that fair?" Okay, let's talk about it. Let's hear from you. Is it fair? Is it fair? Let's 323-6232. 325-4316. Oil companies, the wholesalers, asking, is it fair? 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. I'm going to be good today. I'm just going to facilitate the conversations. I want to hear from you. I'm not going to put myself out there. 323-6232. 325-4316, 325-4259. Toll free, 242-300-5720. Do you remember when the retailers were asking for the margin increase? I think, was it there was somebody in the government who said they should talk to the wholesalers who, right? Oh, no, I think it was a former MP. Yes, I remember now. Who was saying they should talk to the wholesalers because they're the ones I'm paraphrasing, putting the foot on the neck essentially, and that's the reason why they're having such challenges because of the wholesalers, and that's what's really unfair. Remember when they were? But the government didn't officially say that. But one of those folks who speak what you think the government probably wants to say but doesn't say. Is it fair? Is it fair? Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi. Good morning. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I just wanted to call in and say this is the same company, Sun Oil, that was in the newspaper a few weeks ago, touting their record net profit last year. He just signed an agreement with BPL for generations, and yet he still wants to put more costs on the Bahamian people. I don't understand it. So I don't think it's fair. I think they're doing quite fine, because at the end of the day, they're going to pass the cost on to the consumer, because they're going to pass it on to the gas station, and then they're going to pass it on to us.
So you mean to say you think it is fair that they haven't had an increase?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. Just trying to understand what you mean. Good. Okay, we get it. We go what you're saying.
Okay.
Great points that you've raised. Thank you very much. Appreciate the call. Okay. Is it fair? Caller, what say you?
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
No, Dwight, it ain't. My point is this: Focal is now advocating for more money from the taxpayers.
Well, they're just saying, is it fair that they haven't had an increase? Mm-hmm.
No, but how much more money Focal trying to get from us, the taxpayers?
Let's see if we can talk in general terms about all the wholesalers.
Yes. Okay. Well. All right. Right. How much money these people trying to get from us, these wholesalers, right? Because the Bahamian people are suffering all around, and they hear these people coming up with, or these oil companies now advocating for more fund. Who's going to be advocating to try to reduce the burdens on the Bahamian people?
That is such a wonderful point, because every time, be it Amazon, be it whatever, nobody is talking about the consumers. It's all about what this will do to the business, and then that's important. We've got to protect the business community too. But there is no for consumers at all, it seems.
And the consumers are the people who are keeping the monies in these persons' pocket, but they're not interested in their well-being or how they can manage. It's just what we need more. We need more. But you getting it from people who have less. So how much more we could get from people who have less? They have to come. They have to do. Somebody have to consider that. Let's give them $2 and take 50 cents from them, man, rather than just trying to take the 50 cents from them and we ain't give them the $2, man, right? Something has to be done.
What is so surprising, do we still call them the merchant class? I don't know. But anyway, they are still in shock whenever studies come out to say how much you really need to survive, always saying, oh, we don't know if we trust this study. Where is this? Who's that? Who did this? Who said this? They're always surprised, but every week something's going up, and somebody wants it to go up more every week.
And watch this, Dwight. They're going to get it too.
Well,
because what they just do, they just say it out there, they're tangling the carrot, see how much people are interested, who ain't saying nothing about it, and based on the response, they can get it. there's no way, Frank. I'm sorry. There's no way these companies, or companies are not going to get that increase. There's absolutely no way they are not going to get it because they demonstrated that just a little while. We ain't care about these. They only consumers. So you all go find some money to bring to us, by Dwight. Have a nice day.
Oh, my. Okay, interesting views. Getting your reaction. Do you think it's fair or unfair that the wholesalers haven't had a margin hike in many years? 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Toll free 242-300-5720. Got a lot of your text messages in already. Let's see some of these. We'll see how fair it is by how quickly the government gives them what they want. I'm editing because y'all are making it personal. How much compared to the retailers? Okay. Is it fair for one? Oh, Lord. Okay. Everybody's... let's take this call while I figure out how to edit these text messages. Yikes. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi.
Morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, sir. I just would like to comment on the focal thing I'm there.
Wholesalers. The wholesalers.
I just would like to say, is it fair that Focal has the monopoly in Grand Bahama where no other gas company can come in the Freeport area until 2055?
Well, the F in Focal is for Freeport. So, I mean, hey. But I hear you.
Yeah, we're looking at
for
fair.
Freeport. So, but I hear you. But that's just the Freeport area, right? I mean, outside of the Freeport port area.
Yeah, but there's only small. You have the 8 Mile Rock, High Rock. There's nothing much that no other company can come there and set up and have a monopoly that's sustainable for them.
Inside the
There's
city.
only but 3 people in the outside area, so why go into the outside?
Well, I don't know about 3. Not yet 3, but it's certainly, I get your point. Thank you very much.
Thank you much.
Very good questions. Yikes. 3 people. Oh, my. I think it's 13. Laverne won't like me to say that, but 33. Yeah. Good morning, caller. You are on the air. Are you there? Let's get these calls in. Hi, good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. How are you?
Doing well.
Good stuff. So I just wanted to comment. Are they asking for an increase because their operating costs have increased and their margins aren't able to cover a profitable position, or are they just asking for an increase because the retailers got an increase?
That's a very good question.
Because I mean, in my business, I wish I could just up my prices. Let me up my prices because another company up there. So,
you could do that. Will the customers like it, and will they support you?
Yeah, I don't think they won't. That's why I have to make a determination. I'm in the type of business where it's not necessarily a compulsory item. Gas, unfortunately, is a compulsory item because most of us have cars. We have to get gas to drive. But when I look at that, I'm saying, okay, well, why are you asking for an increase? Is it that your operating costs have reached a point where if you don't get the increase, you're not going to be profitable? I think that was the cry of the retailers, correct?
Right. Yeah, they were struggling with so many
they're
issues.
struggling to even break even.
Right.
Sometimes taking a lost position. So I understood their plight.
Mm-hmm.
But for the wholesalers to now come around and say that, I didn't hear them crying about anything in the media or for the last couple of years with regards to them being in a lost position and not seeing a profit. So I'm a little bit perplexed as to why they would then request that now.
Yeah, that's a great point that you're raising. It's very interesting. Thank you so much. I
No
appreciate
problem.
you.
Have a good day.
All right. I'm going to take this call, and I want to read this other article. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there? No? Okay. Let's see if there's an answer in this article. This is from the Tribune. So they've got 2 articles on this fair question, so that shows you how serious this is. Wow. So the first one, retailers' fuel margin rise not fair. Well, did he say that? I don't think that's what he said. He didn't say that. Come on now. Anyway, Focal Chairman Sir Franklin Wilson has criticized the recent margin increase granted to gas retailers, calling it unfair to wholesalers who have gone over 2 decades without any adjustment. All right, it's very different from saying that he said the retailer's fuel margin rise was not fair. Come on now, Tribune. Get it together. Wilson expressed frustration for that wholesalers, unlike retailers, are left behind despite rising operational costs and inflation in both sides of the industry. Okay, call it. So you got your answer there. So yes, the rising costs across the world have impacted the wholesalers too. So that's what Franklin Wilson is saying. Sir Franklin said yesterday, quote, "The point is wholesalers have not had an increase for a long time. It's not fair, to be quite honest with you, but the wholesalers have to accept the fact that the retailers make the noise and the politicians listen to them. That's the reality. It's not fair." He added that wholesalers last saw margin increase, as we told you, for diesel in 2002, saying that, quote, "cannot be fair." When asked if wholesalers were suffering in the current economic climate, okay, callers, listen to this. Sir Franklin declined to comment. He also refused to discuss whether wholesalers plan to push for a similar adjustment. He said, quote, "Let me put it in this way. All I'm saying to you is just look at that and ask yourself the question, is that fair?" Now, while the new margins fall short of fully meeting petroleum retailers' demands, industry leaders view it as essential for survival. Yeah. So that's story number one. And again, there's another one for some reason. In the business section, a different reporter. Focol Holdings chairman yesterday asserted that, quote, "It's not fair for petroleum retailers to be granted a margin increase when the three oil majors have been denied their own for more than 20 years. Sir Franklin Wilson, who heads the BISX-listed petroleum products supplier that operates under the Shell brand, said his firm, as well as Rubis and Esso, Sol Petroleum, are being neglected as gas station operators, quote, "make the noise and the politicians listen to them." Speaking at the Invest Fest Bahamas Forum yesterday, Sir Franklin said, quote, "The point is the wholesalers have not had an increase for a long time. It's not fair, to be quite honest with you, but the wholesalers have to accept the fact that the retailers make the noise and the politicians listen to them. That's reality." So we heard that part already. It's repeating itself, the same stuff as what was said in the other article. I guess they really didn't know what they had before, but just making sure you don't miss it, I guess. But there's some other comments here. So Raymond Samuels, Rubis' managing director for the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, last year said the regulated margin for wholesalers has been around for over 20 years without any increase, while the cost of doing business has risen significantly over the same period. Speaking at the 10th anniversary celebrations for Rubis' entry into the Bahamas petroleum market, 10 years already, wow. When it acquired Texaco's downstream business and assets, he said, quote, we under wholesale haven't had any adjustment in our margin for over 20 years. It's been 33 cents per gallon on the gasoline and 18 cents roughly on the diesel. As you know, the cost of doing business has certainly escalated over the years, not to mention the impact of COVID. The logistics cost we see, steel prices, and so on going up. So our capital costs have gone up pretty significantly. So we hope at some stage there'll be some kind of improvement to that margin. Samuel said, quote, we certainly believe that the margin should keep pace with the cost of doing business, so it should be assessed and analyzed over time to allow for investors like ourselves to really accomplish a reasonable return on investment. We really think that there needs to be a balance. Timing is important, of course, and we do understand the high price environment and customers certainly feeling the impact. So I think timing is going to be of the essence. But we do anticipate that at some stage we'll have an assessment of the wholesale margin so we can have better alignment with the increase in the cost of doing business and return on investment. Very interesting. So, but Sir Franklin, meanwhile, yesterday advised Bahamian retailers to diversify their offerings and business portfolio to overcome competition from the likes of Amazon's free international delivery service. So this is not petroleum retailers. Okay, so he's just giving business advice there. All right, okay, let's get your reaction to that there. Is that previous caller right, that they will at some point get this increase, and you all better prepare yourselves for that? Let's hear from you. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
Yes, good morning, Dwight. I'm born in Bahamas. See, Dwight, we have to be real in this Bahamas, you know, and the reason why we as Bahamians have to be real, these fellas, they acting like their only source of income coming from the gas station. I understand these fellas, these wholesalers, they fuel PPL. I understand, allegedly, the Bahamian people pay close to $50 million a month. I mean, it's like these people are so greedy, and they have other businesses where they making millions of dollars. What about the small Bahamian who hustling, living off a minimum wage, Dwight? Barely could take care of his children and his family, and barely could put gas in his car to make it to work. His salary is not increasing. They give us one little increase the other day, Dwight, but then they keep the prices keep rising. So the little increase is like it's been taken back. But these fellas, them sitting at the top, making millions and billions, and they don't stay. Dwight, it's like they only want to oppress their brothers and their sisters, man. That's why the scripture doesn't lie, you know, Dwight. It says the rich wants to get richer, and the poor, because of their selfishness, they keep their brothers them poorer.
Wow.
This is Christ. I mean, Dwight, I can leave this last thing with you in the Bahamas. Christ come from glory in heaven. He had all the riches. We down here were poor sinners. He gave up all his riches just for us to have a better life. When these rich people on earth is going to follow Christ's example? When? How much money they want? How much things they want? I mean, the small average man like you and I, we can't even live a comfortable life in our own country because these fellas so greedy for the love of money. And I want Mr. Wilson and all of them, all these rich people, for the love of money is the root of all evil. And this is why it's so hard for a rich man to get into the kingdom of God, because their heart is not sensitive to their struggling brothers and sisters. These people acting like they poor. We the ones who poor, Dwight.
Oh, boy.
And all they think about sit by their desk, have these conference meetings, thinking about how they could rise and raise prices on the poor Bahamians. And we need to stand up, Dwight. So I salute you, Dwight.
Okay.
Continue the platform for the Bahamian people to speak to these powers to be. And I cry shame on our politicians for entertaining and accommodating these people. These are millionaires, billionaires. And I'm saying you can't have good business practice, but come on, man.
Wow.
We just come out of COVID. Some people even catch themselves. People barely, Dwight, scrapping, making one little two something, barely could put gas in their car. And these fellas, all they can think about is more money, increasing more money. Anyway, Dwight, you have a blessed day, sir.
Okay. I appreciate your passion. Thank you so much. Don't get too worked up. But wow. Boy. All right, let's take some more calls before we have to go to a break here on this Friday. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. C. Allen Johnson.
Hi.
Dwight, what has to happen is the decision concerning what Mr. Franklin Wilson asked for has to be a database question. Their income is incorporated on top of their price they pay, so they don't have a fixed price. So whatever the market bears, their price raises and goes with it because their margin is fixed. But within their margin, when you look at their business model, one of the reasons why the retailers was making noise is that most of them actually pay rent and additional fees, et cetera, to the very same company for whom they buy gas. And so when we pay for the price of gas, we not only we have Mr. Wilson's 33 cents or whatever it is price into that, but we also have the cost of those buildings and maintaining of those gas stations is priced into the final price of fuel that we pay. So we have to look at the fullness of it. But one of the bigger problems we have is that, yes, everything is changing except for the standard of living within the Bahamas. If you just look at our GDP over the last decade, going from, I think, about 10 billion, 11 billion to almost $16 billion now, that is not translated into the economics of the typical Bahamian family. And so what we have to begin to ask is, one of the questions that I've not heard us talk about for at least 5 years is, what is there being done to grow an inclusive economy because the economy is growing, no matter how small, but it doesn't have an inclusive type environment to carry all of us with it, so we all rise to keep the compensate. And so it requires us to rethink the models that we are doing, whether it be tourism, financial services, banking, and what additional models in the 21st century can incorporate. Let's use your Amazon that everybody talked about. Everybody is screaming that, and I have to even hear behemoths arguing against lower prices for themselves. But you know what Amazon does?
Who? Where? What?
Because they says, they, like Amazon is going to, right on social media, is going to do
You
this
mean
and do this. Like,
business
it's
people?
almost
Not business people? You mean like regular consumers?
Yes, regular consumers. It's like a trap.
Stockholm syndrome. That's what it's called. Yeah.
No, but see, this is what happens. So when they say they abuse Stockholm syndrome, and the ones who's abused, who somehow grow a love for the abuse, that they don't see the abuse, they don't love.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the opportunity that Amazon has. Amazon is an e-commerce platform. Amazon very produce 90% of the stuff they don't produce. So what behemoths can do is begin to look at Amazon as an opportunity to reset the economy. Do you know that every single thing that we buy can be most likely purchased on Amazon or be wholesale from a wholesaler, and you yourself can put it on as Amazon? When Amazon sees the numbers, or you can even talk directly to Amazon, the very individuals can have their own digital stores on Amazon and have the goods come directly from Amazon because volume will cost Amazon to keep sustain it.
Well, I hope people listen, because frankly, he's saying that, right? Be creative, think about those things, and make sure you're part of all of this.
Right, but see what happens, Dwight, is we have leadership that don't speak the language of the 21st century. You often hear me say we have leadership that's cemented in the past and denies of the future. 20th century leaders using 19th century concept trying to govern a 21st century country. And the problem is that those that actually know the way are so small, they are drowned out by those who simply want to say something rather than speaking when they have something to say. And so what happens, so we have a unique opportunity. And I'm just going to keep along with this. Donald Trump being elected, they said he didn't start a war. He did start some wars. It is digital wars, technology wars, whatever. It's the acceleration of the 21st century. Well, that is going to resume because Biden didn't change those policies. So that means if we want to adopt 21st century concepts, whether even we cry about banking, whether it be neo-banking, and other types of form of financing, this is the time for us to do it and have these type of conversations, or we will be further behind.
Yeah.
And so we must change our conversation as opposed to talk every day, looking back to yesterday. We must begin to talk on how we can do tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's see if we can get these calls in really quickly before we go to this break. Caller, good morning. You are on the air. Are you still there?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Stone. How you doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
I mean, it's ironic that critical thinker said something about the past, but I call it ask about the past. I want to know, Mr. Stone, but I mean, they belly full, but they starve. You ever heard that expression before?
Not quite, but okay, interesting.
Yeah, but what I want to ask is, before Mr. Wilson got to be in charge of whatever he's making that money from now, who used to do that?
I don't know, but we don't have to make it personal. Let's just talk about the wholesalers in general.
I'm asking for a reason, Mr. Strong, because because like in our time now, we have lost our telecommunications and our electrical company, right? I'm just curious to know how exactly did this whole thing come about? You know what I mean? Because I know Mr. Wilson used to be a former MP some time back, right? I'm trying to figure out what process took place back then. I mean, is it too much to ask that you could have a reporter or something like go back in the past and find out how exactly Mr. Wilson got to get these assets that he has now to be supplying these things and who all is involved?
Maybe you could do that for yourself. I don't know. What would be the point?
My point is this, Mr. Stone. If a government entity used to do the service that Mr. Wilson is doing now,
I gotta stop. Like I said, we're not targeting anybody. He's speaking on behalf of the wholesalers. Let's focus on that. You got individual curiosities, but you gotta do your research. Good luck. Good morning, call you on the air.
Cousin Dwight.
Hi.
You flying alone today or what?
I am. Fridays, yes.
Oh, well, ain't nothing wrong with that. You could handle a 777. Listen, Dwight, let me ask you a question. Does Mr. Wilson have gas stations on the ground here that they operate?
Sorry, that again, if you has what?
Does he have gas stations on the ground here that they operate?
I believe that with phone calls, some of theirs are, if not most.
So if he got gas stations on the ground, then he should have gotten the same increase that the retailers get, right?
Their stores, yes. Mm-hmm.
If he has them, let's just say he don't have them. He said they are the distributors, right? Distributions means they source it from wherever they get it from,
But
and
again,
they bring
he's
it
speaking
in
for all
the
his-
retailers,
He's not
right?
talking just for folk call. He's talking for the industry in general. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, but if if I buy in from you, you got a wholesale place, and I buy in from you from my little petty shop. When you bring in your stuff,
see, like I keep saying, we're not trying to make this a personal thing. He's talking
No, it
for
ain't
the
personal, but
industry.
right, if you bring
so
in
the
fuel from
others
me-
didn't get it. The others didn't get it.
right?
Y'all watching?
If you bring in fuel as a wholesaler and you sell it to me, and you then put your markup on it to sell to me,
But the others didn't get that.
what others, Dwight? That's what I trying to figure out.
There,
Who are
there
they?
are two others. There's Rubis and Sol Petroleum Esso.
Yeah, but they wholesalers, Dwight. They bring in their stuff and mark it up.
Right, but he's talking about the wholesalers.
Yeah, but what else they want, right?
Oh, well, now that's a different
Because
question.
now, if he put up, if he get the wholesaler, but bringing it in, get another increase, then that's going to be an increase at the pump for me and you again.
Unless the government swallows that part.
Anyway, so maybe somebody else will call him to try to figure out because they got me lost, man. Okay, thanks.
All we're asking is if you think it's fair or unfair or whatever, and that's all. So just for the industry, not nothing personal, nobody in particular. For the industry, what do you think? Is it fair or unfair? You want to squeeze in one more call and then we got to go? Yeah. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Strachan. How you doing?
Hi. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, Mr. Strachan, I don't want to be insensitive to the people that, especially young people in our ground stress that the higher fuel costs, how it affects cost of living. But, I don't really care about this, but because this is an imposition, right? See, Alan mentioned something very crucial was the inclusivity, right? Now, what I see is there was some noise in the market. I've had privy to this information. People were saying even when they had this argument with the retailers, I was hearing a little propaganda that the wholesalers wanted to impose, and really that was a tactic to get some of the retailers to go to business so they could take over the business. Now, here's where the problem lies for me. Maybe this particular entity is doing this imposition on this wholesale rise in cost because their political party is in power right now, right? So this is the best time to do it before they probably lose the election. I don't know why.
How can you say that? I mean, what?
So that's what I'm saying. But that's what it seems to be because they will get this. Yes.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you, producer. Let's go to a break. Everybody calm down a little bit. And when we get back, we get to your text messages. And hey, this is Morning Blend on a Friday. Thank goodness gracious, it's Friday. We'll be back here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
I don't know what it all means, but since I survived, I realized wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow, so I'ma love you every night like it's the last night, like it's the last night. If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
For all of you, get a no-fee loan from RBC, it's true.
No more wishing for your Christmas ideas to come true. Get a no-fee loan from RBC and make those ideas a reality.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get Get a no-fee loan from RBC, it's true.
Finding the right loan for all of your Christmas ideas starts with a conversation. Visit a branch to speak with an advisor today. Offer ends December 31st.
We got your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC and their Holiday Home and Auto Expo Saturday at the JFK location at Royal Star House. In real-time traffic this morning, we've got heavy traffic on Miles Butler Highway from south of the Fire Trail roundabout straight up to Tawny Williams Darling Highway if you're heading northbound. It's going to be slow-moving traffic for you there. Same story on Gladstone Road from south of the Fire Trail intersection straight up to JFK Drive and Bahama Boulevard. Slow-moving northbound traffic this morning. Blue Hill Road is busy for you as well near St. Vincent Road, and especially as you get closer to Carmichael and near Soldier, and then on the way to Independence Drive if you're heading northbound. Independence Drive backed up, especially westbound, and slow-moving eastbound traffic along Tawny Williams Darling Highway toward that roundabout. And we're seeing some slow-moving southbound traffic on Blue Hill coming off the Robinson Road roundabout. So keep that in mind there. Blue Hill busy for you again on the way to Corridor Avenue. And Robinson Road is busy for you between Soldier and Old Trail. And north of that intersection on Soldier Road all the way up to Village and Bernard Wolfe. Eastern Road, heavy, slow-moving traffic east of Fox Hill, about near San Souci, straight up to Johnson Road, and pockets along Prince Charles Drive. That's what we're looking at right now. Don't forget the work going on Mount Royal Avenue at night. Avoid the area if you can. I'll tell you more about that in the next traffic report. This traffic report brought to you by RBC and the Holiday Home and Auto Expo this Saturday at the JFK location at Royal Star House. We'll be back with more Morning Blend after the news here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
I just woke up from a dream where you and I had to say goodbye. And I don't know what it all means, but since I survived, I realized wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow, so I'ma love you every night like it's the last night, like it's the last night. If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. If the party was
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 4224796. Standard text rates apply. And now at 8:19, it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paint. We've got a cold front that's going to move into the northern and northwest Bahamas later this afternoon. That's going to support a few showers and moderate to strong breezes behind the front. By Saturday, the front's expected to move into the central and southeast Bahamas before eventually dissipating. So expect light winds across the archipelago, but by tonight, they will increase. The winds will increase to moderate to strong over the northern and northwestern islands. and then over the central and southeastern islands by tomorrow. So looking ahead for the next few days, high pressure is expected to build across the islands, promoting drier and warmer conditions. For right now, though, we've got a small craft caution in effect for Atlantic coastal areas, and minor coastal flooding is possible today and continuing through the weekend due to the upcoming King Tide event. It's already starting up. Rough surf out there. There is an elevated risk of hazardous to life-threatening rip currents, especially over eastern and Atlantic shorelines, and swimmers are strongly urged to stay out of the water in those areas. So for today, forecast for the northern and northwest Bahamas, partly sunny and warm, becoming fair and mild tonight, a bit breezy in the northern Bahamas, including Grand Bahama and Abaco. For the central and southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy and warm, becoming fair and mild tonight. Rain chances up a bit for the northern islands as that front moves through and eventually into the northwest and central Bahamas by tomorrow. So temperature-wise, ahead of the front, we're looking at highs in the mid-80s, so about 86 Fahrenheit, 30 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight for the northern Bahamas in the mid-60s, about 64 to 68 degrees, 18 Celsius to 20 Celsius. And hopefully we'll see some of that in the rest of the country as well. But until the front fully moves through, look for lows in the low to mid-70s tonight. In your extended outlook for the weekend, Saturday, partly sunny and windy, becoming fair and mild at night. Sunday, partly sunny during the day, turning fair at night. Pretty much the same for Monday and into Tuesday. In the tropics, we are watching Sarah. Tropical storm Sarah out there in the Caribbean. No threat to the Bahamas at this time, but impacting Honduras. And before it's expected to move across Central America and into the Gulf of Mexico. We'll keep you alerted on that. That could move over Florida potentially. We'll tell you about that early next week. But that is your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Painting and equipment needs. Visit Sherwin-Williams Paints online or in store today. And time for another check of your traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC, the Holiday Home and Auto Expo, Saturday at the JFK location, Royal Star House. So a reminder again about the roadworks on Mount Royal Avenue. That takes place mainly at night. It's supposed to wrap up today. So 7 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. nightly. Only residents will be permitted in the area. So avoid that area if you can tonight. If not, follow the posted signs in the area. All right, so we've got a number of hot spots to tell you about. We've got heavy traffic on Independence Drive, mainly westbound, but also eastbound. Westbound towards the roundabout at Blue Hill Road and Tawny Williams-Darling Highway. Traffic backed up a bit along Blue Hill Road as well, northbound to that roundabout, and a bit of congestion near Carmichael at this hour. Heavy traffic on Milo Butler Highway from well south of the Fire Trail roundabout straight through to Tawny Williams-Darling Highway. If you're heading northbound, traffic backed up along Fire Trail as well. And then straight up to the, you're going to see traffic again as you get closer to the six-legged roundabout. Northbound, but also eastbound on JFK. Southbound on New Providence Highway as well. Over on Gladstone Road, it's still busy for you north of Fire Trail, straight up to Bahamar and JFK Drive. And a bit of slow-moving traffic on Saunders Beach, on West Bay Street, eastbound to New Providence Highway. Seeing some congestion near East Street and Robinson Road. Robinson Road eastbound, you're going to be seeing some slow-moving traffic as you get closer to Palm Beach Street. So keep that in mind. Key West Street and Palm Beach Street. Something's going on there. And that's east and westbound with congestion there. Wolf Road at various spots, also heavy traffic. And then Eastern Road, still looking busy for you. East of Fox Hill, straight to Johnson Road if you're heading westbound. Prince Charles Drive and the major intersections as well. Robinson Road between Soldier, straight up to East-West Highway. You're not moving westbound at this hour. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert, brought to you by RBC and the Holiday Home and Auto Expo this Saturday at the JFK location at Royal Star House.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
No more wishing for your Christmas ideas to come true. Get a no-fee loan from RBC and make those ideas a reality.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
Finding the right loan for all of your Christmas ideas starts with a conversation. Visit a branch to speak with an advisor today. Offer ends December 31st.
This October, Dunkin' Donuts is brewing more than just coffee. We're brewing strength because we're stronger together. Donate at any Dunkin' location to support breast cancer awareness, and we'll match every dollar you give. Together, we're making a real difference for the Sister Breast Cancer Support Group. Sip, smile, support. When we stand together, we're stronger together because the Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Are you a Bahamian with property on one of our 16 island destinations? Well, the Tourism Development Corporation, in partnership with Bahamas Development Bank, is officially launching our Home Sweet Home incentive. Join the vacation market by transforming your properties into vacation rentals. Earn up to $10,000 or more in funding and start building today. Register at tdcbahamas.com. from October 7th to November 18th. What are you waiting on? Build your vacation home today.
We were set to battle, and your Aunt Angie was leading the pack when...
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with car damage?
Oh, right. Well, long story long. I took down the assassins and wound up inventing a new form of mixed martial arts. I became an international champion until one sore loser karate kicked my car. But I was covered with CG.
Covered for malicious damage and more. CG Atlantic Insurance Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Transform your home for less at Kelly's House and Home's Holiday Paint Sale, Friday, November 1st through Tuesday, December 24th. Enjoy 25% off house and spray paints plus 20% off paint supplies, excluding net items. Our wide selection of paint colors is the perfect way to bring holiday cheer to your home. You'll also find the best selection of brushes, rollers, and pans, glue, bladders, paint, and more. So catch the holiday spirit and paint up for Christmas at Kelly's House and Home's Holiday Paint Sale.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no doing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
I've been up at Pinda and I meet him in the showroom. I said, Pinda, I just come out of a showroom in Portugal and let me tell you something, them showroom and selection ain't got nothing on yours. Man, I like this stock of porcelain and ceramic tile you got here. What I really like is the range of sizes that come in, 8 by 48, 12 by 24, 24 by 24, and what I really like more than the things I really like is the price. From $275 a square foot to $494 a square foot and all in between. You can't beat that, not even with a 2-4 from Enterprises.
We are back with Morning Blend on Garden Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong with you on this Friday morning. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be talking with RBC about their Holiday Home and Auto Expo, which is tomorrow. And later in business, our monthly HR Human Resources series with Ahmad Rashad Thompson. We're talking AI, replacement or enhancement. All right. It's going to be interesting. That's coming up. But we want to continue talking about what we've been discussing, getting your reaction. Well, answering the question, Sir Franklin Wilson's asking, is it fair that wholesalers in the fuel industry have not had a margin increase in many years? Is it fair? So I've been asking you to answer the question and not get personal, just answer the question. What do you think? What do you think about that? We've got a whole lot of your text messages to get to. We already heard a lot of the callers. We'll get back to them in a bit. But this texter here says, are we now going to operate the Bahamas by what's fair? Oh, my. Please let me know. Are salaries fair? Are high grocery prices fair? Is the high cost of living fair? Is a one-family monopoly on power generation fair? What now? Why not say it isn't fair for some to have all and others to have none? Wow. Ooh, boy, okay. There's a lot of text messages. This person says, I guess the problem is the messenger. Yeah, perhaps. I can't read the rest of this, but I get your point. Dwight, there is an uneven playing field regarding the gas wholesalers. How can they be wholesalers and retailers at the same time? That's not across the board. That might be an issue with the FOCAL, but not across the board with the others. And even with FOCAL, I think there are, right? Correct me if you're in the industry if I'm wrong. There are a couple of exceptions, but most are operated by the wholesaler. And that's what the previous caller was getting to, right? But the others don't have that situation. The other two. This person says, did we read that? Yeah, okay. This one says, tell them... No. What? No, I'm not... What? Okay, I can't read that. This person says here, oh boy, these are not nice. The Nassau starts with an N, Dwight. What does the F in FOCAL stand for? I told you already, it's still Freeport. This person says here, why do you have a problem mentioning Franklin Wilson's name if he is asking for more money and he made the statement? I don't have a problem mentioning his name. People are asking weird questions that are not related to that issue. And let's be fair and keep it to that topic. You got other issues, that's on you. We don't need to introduce it here. This person says here, Dwight, is he asking for an increase or is he just mentioning the unfair increase between the wholesalers and the retailers? I think it's both. No, that's not correct. This person says here, these folks should be the last company to talk. They, especially this company, they wholesale to themselves and retail to themselves. So they're talking on both sides of their mouth. Or is he speaking for all in the industry? I think that's what he's doing. Rubis and Esso, Sol Petroleum. Yeah. It's getting into money here now. Yep. Okay. This texter says here, the real problem is that these folks have been protected by the oligopolistic status for so long they don't know how to innovate. Well, that's what he's saying, that the retailers need to do that as well. You know what's unfair? The fact that almost a week of minimum wage is how much it costs to license your car. Just an example. How about our wages match the cost of living before we raise the cost of living again? Read my text for that caller, because that's what I'm saying. I don't know which caller you mean, but okay. This texter says, I think it's very disingenuous to say costs have increased while neglecting to mention the fantastic profits when advocating for increases. But the double talk is to be expected when we are taken for conks. Is that same logic applied to raises for their employees as the cost of living increases? A lot of people mentioning this. A lot of people mentioning the cost of living and how unfair it is. This person says here, I agree with that last call. My dream is when I'm in position to be rich. My goal solely is to help people in need and not focus on getting richer. So you say no. Well, we'll see. Why does it sound like you are secretly carrying water for these people? I'm asking the same question your callers have about it too, because you have a problem with your hearing and you have many problems. So that's why right? That's why it sounds like that, because you need help. That's what. This person says it should be a crime, if that's true, that they had a record profit year last year, and now they're still asking for more money. It speaks to the don't care attitude of these rich people. Wow. This text says here, what's this? Anyway, just like retailers, wholesalers also have a fixed margin. That fixed margin was not increased for wholesalers from 2002. We're aware. That's what we're asking. Is it fair? Is it fair? In 2023, Focall had $31 million in cash and $48 million in accounts receivables. The 2023 report is very informative, and I believe they reported healthy profits. It seems wholesalers are not hurting. They seem to want to use the retailers' raise to justify more for wholesalers. What they have now is more than fair. Wholesalers, please don't be dishonest or greedy. That person says here, I don't know. I can't read that. All right. This person says here, the oil companies have ownership of many of the actual gas stations. They hire managers to manage the stations and pay them a salary. So the wholesalers are also retailers in the fuel business. All of the oil companies have taken over the majority. Is this right? I don't know. Have taken over the majority of the gas stations and make profits as retailers, benefiting from the increased margins. So some retailers are independent, but many stations are actually owned and operated by the wholesalers. It's a racket and predatory. Wow. Oh, boy. Okay. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, turn on your radio for us, please.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
You're alone this morning, or you have a guest?
Yeah, I'm here. Fridays, yes.
Okay, all right. All right, I'm listening to all the text that you've read, and I agree that some of those service stations are owned by the wholesalers. But you said not to get personal. Did the wholesalers make a plea for an increase? No, they did not. The retailers did. So
well, maybe not publicly. I mean, and again, that article we read earlier from the Tribune, that was from the head of Rubis, who mentioned this previously in public, said it, how they haven't had and how costs have gone up for them, and how it's been a long time. It's been over 20 years. So they've said it, maybe not as aggressively as the retailers did.
Understandable. However, the retailers were the one that was beating the road bad with the noise and wanting to be heard and all the threats. So they got what they deserve. However, if the wholesalers who knew beforehand that they did not get an increase for more than 20 years, shouldn't they have then stepped forward and work along with the retailers so it could have been a wide increase across the board? So because I went out there and work hard and make noise to get what I get, you want to come and reap where you did not sow? Because that's what it is. They did not participate in any which way because the retailers were accusing them of making all the money when the retailers are struggling because the wholesalers going up on this on them and the next thing on them, and it's making it harder for them to earn a proper living for themselves and keep persons employed. Yeah. So if the wholesalers were hurting, shouldn't they have stepped forward and also make some noise? They didn't.
I hear you. Thank you very much.
So,
Appreciate
think about it. That sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah, and you raise something that has triggered a memory. Recall that there were a few service stations when there was some strike action, when some closed early. There was a group of stations that didn't close. Do you remember which ones didn't close? It's very interesting, isn't it? And now, anyway, hi caller, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, you sound wonderful, Dwight.
Oh, thank you.
Listen, to answer your question, we need to look at the books to determine what is fair. That's how I would address that. But Dwight, suppose I turn it in this way. Let's suppose you are a hybrid human with enhanced intellectual capabilities. Mm-hmm. I gave you all those attributes,
Thank
all right?
You. Mm-hmm.
And you live in Barbados. You own the high shares in the electricity distribution. You have insurance companies, you own the gas, you own all of that. Now, you have a surge in your power, and it destroys your generator. You now have an insurance company that you could use to claim for damages.
You're going to get us into trouble.
The
I can
electrical
feel it.
company.
You're leading us down a very dark road.
But you follow where that is,
oh,
right?
Right, you need to stop.
But you see what that is all
I
about.
don't like where you're going.
Is that fair?
Well, that's you said highly intelligent. That's what you got to take. You got to do what you got to do.
Okay, Dwight.
But you are very mischievous, really, very. All right. Final messages before we go to the break. This person says here, take it all back, Dwight. No more privatization. These politicians conspired to take all the money-making entities from the public. Demand the take back. Okay. Like the caller, I'm curious to whom provided the fuel. Okay. Well, I'm editing it. Was he? Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. I can't. It just goes to show that fuel operators. Man, why don't you all call and say these things? I can't read these messages. But it's not nice. Okay. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. You all know where that's from, right? Animal Farm. I don't know why you're saying it here. But anyway, we are in this bind because we are blind to our predicament. The recent middle class survey may have failed to mention the number of persons employed by the government. In a sense, even the gas companies are employed by government if we look at what is being allowed, political connections aside. Oh, okay. The stations that didn't close, it doesn't. You all know what it is. We don't have to say it out loud, right? We all know. Dwight, the difference between the fuel wholesaler and retailer, the wholesaler is running a profitable business, and the retailers were not. Yeah, we get it. We get it. This caller, we'll get to you in a second. This texter says here, where is it? I lost the text. Mr. Wilson's company, why his company is permitted to be a wholesaler and retailer in the Bahamas. Okay, wow. And this text here, the government of the Bahamas should take the initiative to make electric cars duty-free and VAT-free. This would encourage, in line with the Prime Minister's vision. This is a little bit different from what we're talking about. Prime Minister's vision of clean energy and sustainability for our nation. It's time to turn words into action and lead by example as a country. Let the economy dictate the prices that we face in the country. Interesting. All right, 2 more calls and we got to go to the break. Good morning, caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight. How are you?
Doing well.
Yeah, listen, the wholesalers, based on their profit margin, they must have some care about the Bahamian people being taxed through fuel. If they feel that they want more profit and it's going to hurt the backs of Bahamian people, then the government needs to now consider another way of maybe bringing another wholesaler in here, because there's no way the Bahamian people could continue to be taxed through this fuel thing. The wholesalers are making really reasonable profits, and the government has to also ask them, show me your book, show me your bottom line, let's see what you're making. And if they can't show the government what they have, then there's no deal. But I think the government have to now look at other companies that can bring cheaper fuel into this country. We cannot be subjected to one or two persons saying, hey, going up on their prices, and the Bahamian people have to suffer on both ends, retail and wholesale. So the government has to now consider bringing in maybe another person to bring the fuel down.
Where have you ever seen that happen? I mean, the differences between companies are usually pennies.
Government change. The government comes in, things change. Just like how Trump coming in now.
But you think there will be one company where it will be a few dollars less than the competition? I don't think that's how it works.
Yes, because he's the profit line. It's the profit what they're making. And I'm sure it could be reduced. But everybody is selfish. They want to be greedy. And that's the problem.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Again, the biggest cost to people when it comes to fuel is the government tax. The government tax. The government tax. But anyway, final call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning. The market power that these guys have is a classic case of for antitrust laws. But I remember one day asking Mr. Lang, particularly if our country has such provisions in the Codex, and he said no. So there will be no help coming from the hills in this dear land, my sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. All right. We're going to need to go to the break. Interesting discussion this morning and interesting questions. I think if he's listening, Sir Franklin got an answer on whether it's fair. But hey, we'll see. We're going to take a break, folks. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
This holiday season, give the gift that lasts a lifetime. Financial freedom with CFAL. Whether you're looking to take the stress out of holiday giving or plan for the future, CFAL has you covered. With our suite of savings products, you can start with a minimal upfront investment and low monthly contributions. Get a jump start with 2025 financial goals with CFAL Savings Express, or give the little ones a head start with the CFAL Education Plan. You can also secure your own future with the CFAL Blue Marlin Retirement Plan. This holiday season, make your gift count with CFAL, where small savings lead to brighter futures. Visit CFAL.com today to start building wealth so you can live well. Happy holidays at CFAL.
It's easy to go the extra mile when you fill up with Esso Synergy Supreme Plus Fuel. It keeps your engine clean and running smoothly, which helps to make every fill-up last longer. Choose Esso Synergy Supreme Plus Fuel today for better gas mileage and better performance. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license. Benefits are based on Synergy-branded gasoline compared to gasoline meeting minimum government detergency standards. Actual benefits may vary based on factors such as vehicle type, driving style, and gasoline previously used.
Make your house a home, stop by the furniture store that's giving you more. With appliances, furniture, and reclines, whatever you want, we got it all. Robin's Furniture, no one less one. We give it you, we make it worthwhile. We make it quality, comfort, and style. Quality and style, yeah. Robin's Furniture, no one better one. We give it you, we make it worthwhile. Giving you quality, comfort, and style. Robin's Furniture.
My fellow Bahamian, remember the days of lockdown and social distancing? JNG Productions presents The Pandemic Show, a hilarious, family-friendly stage play about the COVID-19 pandemic. Join us on November 21st and 22nd at the University of the Bahamas. Showtime is 7 p.m. Bring a mask or a sanitizer, but the only thing contagious is laughter. Tickets, $30 in advance, $40 at the door. Available at Chapter 1 Bookstore or y'allspaceperform.com/ticket. Don't miss out.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
No more wishing for your Christmas to come true. Get a no-fee loan from RBC and make those ideas a reality.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
Finding the right loan for all of your Christmas ideas starts with a conversation. Visit a branch to speak with an advisor today. Offer ends December 31st.
Boom boom, 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 boom boom.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa baby, a 54 convertible to light blue. I'll wait up for you, dear Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight.
54 convertible or 24 SUV, right? That would be, or 25. Why not? Why not? Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong with you. RBC's Holiday Home and Auto Expo is tomorrow. Tomorrow, here to tell us all about this, we welcome back to the show relationship manager with the Cable Beach branch, Natisha Meadows, and we have a relationship manager with the main branch, Ashley Roll. Good morning. Great to have you both with us this morning.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about it. Holiday Home and Auto Expo. What's going to be going on?
Okay, so we are expected to see everyone down there. We're going to have all of our lenders, all of our relationship managers. We're going to have lots of vendors, inclusive of most of our car dealers. They're going to be down there. So it's an opportunity for persons that weren't able to make it to the car show at the mall last month. They can come down, view the cars, test drive the cars, and we will have our relationship managers there to assist. We're also going to have more, but I'll let my colleague talk more.
All right, Ashley, tell us about that.
Okay, so like my colleague would have said, we do have a day set out for our clients. We're going to have a kiddie section. So for those of you that can't find a babysitter for that day, listen, we're going to have all the bouncing castle out, treats and surprises for the babies. So bring them on out. And we're also going to have an advice event at 1 p.m. And that's going to be with our FinCo mortgage specialist along with our RBC specialist. And they're going to give you expert advice. A lot of times people want mortgages, but they don't know the process. So with that, we are going to give you an in-depth detail. You're going to have the ability to ask the questions that you need to ask so we can get you into your new home and also into your new vehicle.
Tell us about that format. How's it going to work? One-on-one, or everybody's going to be like in a class
It's going
type
to be
session?
a setting.
Okay.
So you're going to have a panel,
Okay.
basically, and you're going to be able to ask your questions. And then, of course, you would get your one-on-one time because we're going to have our sales professional walking the ground. So any personal questions that you may have, you can reach out to any one of us, and we would give you expert financial advice on how to move forward.
Wow, sounds great. From what you're seeing now, generally, what are some of the most frequently asked questions about homes? And we'll get to cars in a bit. But what are people confused about, and what do you feel they need more information about?
Well, of course, a lot of persons, the first thing that they ask is the interest rates. But of course, you'll have to come out for us to share that with you.
Right.
And then they ask about down payments and, just the process. How are we able to obtain?
Get a little bit closer to the mic, Ashley. Yep, go on.
So how they're going to be able to obtain it, the documents that they need to be assessed. So, I mean, if you're going to come out and you're currently in the market for a mortgage or a new vehicle, you can come out with your job letter if you have one, pay slip, and we'll be able to give you on-the-spot assessment so you'll know what you need to do to move forward.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you seeing? Are people really hot up to buy? What's the temperature out there?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
I think because we've had a lull after COVID with persons being able to purchase new vehicles. So right now, a lot of persons are in the market to get themselves, ready and in a new car. So we have lots of vehicles, like I mentioned. We have all of the car dealers that are going to be out there. So they can get invoiced. The insurance agents will be there as well. So they can get all of that done on Saturday. So it'd be good for persons who aren't able to make it through the week. We know that it's tough sometimes for persons to get out during the week. Saturday, RBC made it available for persons to come down and sit with a sales professional, sit with an agent, sit with one of the dealers, and get everything organized for themselves.
Yeah.
Whether it be getting pre-qualified for a new home, a loan, or getting into a new car.
Right. Now you're advertising no fee loans. Explain what that means. What does that mean? Does that include down payments, or what are we talking about here?
No, so the application fee, which is RBC's fee, would be fully waived.
Okay, excellent.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, we do have the whole 9. I know you would have asked earlier, the questions that they have.
Right.
We are going to have everybody out there, not only the sales professionals, but we're also going to have appraisers out there. We're going to have Ashley Furniture out there as well. So, when you get your new home, you want to furnish that, right?
Of course.
We have them online out there, and we also going to have real estate agents out there as well. So I guess you're going to get the questions answered from every aspect, not only the bank, but also you're going to have the appraiser. They're going to be able to tell you the process on that. And they're also going to have real estate agents. So, you can have communication on, properties that may be available and the process and the necessary questions that need to be asked moving forward with the mortgage process.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
Now, Tisha, you said that there are going to be test drives as well?
Yes, so if you see a vehicle that you may like, you may pass a dealership on the road and be like, oh, that's a nice vehicle. I wonder how they feel. The dealerships are out there to allow you to test drive so that you can be sure that's the purchase for you. And also we're going to have our sales professional to let you know, hey, what is in your budget? What's the best fit for you? And we'll definitely be able to guide you. There are lots of new 2024, 2025 vehicles that people may think that are expensive, but they're actually very reasonable. We are offering up to 8 years financing, no down payment, and up to 45 days without a payment. So that's excellent. When you're looking at that, right now is the time to come in and get pre-qualified for a vehicle, a loan, or a mortgage of your choice.
So that means you might not have to pay anything this year, right?
Exactly, so right?
No payments until 2025.
No payments until 2025.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. What about used vehicles? Are there any special offers if you're purchasing a used vehicle?
So used,
or pre-owned. I think they prefer to say pre-owned.
Pre-owned vehicles. We also have the same deal for pre-owned vehicles. Granted, the year of the vehicle isn't too old because you still have to be able to get comprehensive insurance for that vehicle. Now, those vehicles may not be in your budget. As I say, you may need to sit with a sales professional. You may have to get a smaller vehicle, downsize for a bit, and in a few years you can get a new vehicle. But we are also offering those deals whereas you can get financing for that as well. No down payment. What could be better than that?
Oh, that sounds amazing. All right, so I know a couple people are asking, where's RBC JFK? So let people know exactly where this is going to be.
Okay, so RBC JFK is located next to where the movies used to be. Right, and that R&D, you can't miss it.
Right.
It's in the new Sunshine Finance building. It was always located there. So as soon as you come off the roundabout, it's on the left. You're going to see all the balloons.
Right.
You're going to see all the people. You're going to see all the action. You're going to see all the bouncing castles. So definitely it's going to be a space you cannot miss.
And the big Royal Star House.
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah, so you won't miss that. All right. Somebody's asking, interesting. Can I get a loan if I don't have my bank account with RBC?
Yes, you can.
We welcome you. We want to onboard you right away.
We actually love that.
Yeah.
We love when you're not a client and we're able to woo you.
Oh, really?
Becoming an
Yeah.
RBC client.
Why? Tell us why you love that.
I love that because, sometimes persons don't know what we offer and they don't know the level of service that we provide until they have a conversation with us. And I feel like our sales professionals are well prepared. They treat every client personally. So we take our deals very personal. So I think the level of service and also the ease of service that RBC is now offering, I think a lot of persons are not aware of that.
Yeah.
So most definitely, I love to woo my clients with service. I love when they come in and sometimes they have, like a chip on their shoulder and I'm able to show them that, listen, see is where it's at.
Right. All right. So if you got a bunch of little loans all over the place and you need a car, what can RBC offer?
Well, we can consolidate, but it's to the client. So, of course, we may have to take that off air.
Okay.
in terms of getting a full
case-by-case
understanding.
basis.
Right, a
Yeah.
case-by-case basis, getting a full understanding of where you stand financially, and then we'll be able to offer our expert advice.
Okay. Ashley, you mentioned it earlier what to bring in, but this person says, what about us business owners? What documents do we need for an auto loan?
Okay, so for business owners, of course, we'll have to get a full understanding and assess the business because that's where your income will be coming from, right? So for our business owners, if you can provide us with 2 years financials, you can bring that and ensure that your business license is also on hand. We'll be able to assess you based on that. Now, if you don't have a business account with RBC, of course, you're able to provide from your financial institution the documents that we need, and we can assess you.
Yeah. So what's the likelihood that somebody comes to the Home and Auto Expo tomorrow and can buy a car tomorrow? What would they need for that to happen? Or will it take a few days to get that process underway?
The only reason why it would take a few days is, of course, is processing. So we would be able to collect your documents, but I promise you by Monday, we will definitely try to have you as close to getting in that car as possible.
All right. Very good. So remind folks what's going to be happening tomorrow and what they need to do if they're really ready to go with a car or a home.
Okay, so like we say this as holiday, and a lot of people say Christmas is coming, but with RBC, Christmas is here.
It's here.
Right. So we want you to come on out. Again, like I say, if you can't find that babysitter, we have a kiddies corner while you walk around, ask your questions. We're going to have a whole lineup. We have all of the car dealerships. We have your appraisers out there. We have real estate agents out there. And of course, we have our RBC FinCo mortgage specialists along with our RBC relationship managers and financial solution specialists who's going to be on the ground. I want you to come on out. I think we're having a giveaway for a bedroom set, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so most definitely come on out.
This text here. Respond to this. The person says, I can't get an RBC account because the lines are too long and getting an account is a headache. Is that true?
No, it's
Absolutely,
not.
absolutely not. We do offer, you can come in and book an appointment.
So you can book an appointment to open up an account. All you would need is a passport, to be honest with you. So come on into any one of the branches. We are open and willing to assist you once you book that appointment. And in case-by-case basis, we're actually able to sit with the client one-on-one within the same day. So definitely visit a branch and we'll be able to assist you.
Okay. So one more time, tomorrow?
Tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Don't meet us there. Beat us there. We're going to have Leo the lion out and all.
Okay. Oh, that's the RBC mascot.
Yes.
Oh, that's his name?
Yes.
Okay.
Leo.
Didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. So don't miss it, folks. At the JFK location, Royal Star House, the Holiday Home and Auto Expo, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes. Right.
All right. Great stuff. Ashley Roll and Natisha Meadows, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
All right. We're going to take a break for news and be back with Morning Blend Business in just a bit. Stay with us here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Just as good if you check off my Christmas list. Santa baby, I want a yacht, and really that's not a lot. Been an angel all year, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight.
Around the world, Cleveland Clinic is recognized as a leader in healthcare. Our team of experts relentlessly pursues the best for our patients. From groundbreaking cancer research to state-of-the-art heart surgery, life-saving innovations happen here every day. When it's time to travel for your health, it's time to travel to Cleveland Clinic. Your destination for care, for every care in the world. To learn more, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology: Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
Have you already tried our President Butter? Ooh la la. Indulge a little with President, because now more than ever, we need to savor the taste, textures, and feelings to truly enjoy the little things that mean the most. President Butter, something to savor.
It's easy to go the extra mile when you fill up with Esso Synergy Supreme Plus Fuel. It keeps your engine clean and running smoothly, which helps to make every fill-up last longer. Choose Esso Synergy Supreme Plus Fuel today for better gas mileage and better performance. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license. Benefits are based on Synergy-branded gasoline compared to gasoline meeting minimum government detergency standards. Actual benefits may vary based on factors such as vehicle type, driving style, and gasoline previously used.
The joy of giving comes with rewarding you with cash prizes from our regional pot of over US $100,000. Simply apply for a personal loan, auto loan, land loan, or mortgage from CIBC Caribbean. Once approved, you may be entered for a chance to be one of 3 lucky winners in your country. Each winner will pull a card with a surprise cash prize of US $1,500, US $2,500, or US $5,000 cash. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/joy of giving. CIBC Caribbean terms and conditions apply.
Here's the show-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah, we also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobbycraft,
Oil, shrimp, stew, shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
Are you looking to save for a big purchase or occasion? Do you want your money to start making money for you? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Bond, the Bahamas Government Savings Bond. I am guaranteed to earn interest on your money with terms ranging from 1 to 6 years. Government savings bonds are available to all Bahamians, and for as little as $100, you can start to save for your future. The Bahamas Government Saving Bond, a safe investment guaranteed. Check out the Central Bank of the Bahamas website for details.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Things demand a hearty breakfast, so start your mornings off the best way with Wendy's new breakfast wrap. Enjoy this savory wrap that's packed with fresh cracked eggs, breakfast potatoes, and a melty cheese sauce, with a choice of savory sausage or crispy bacon, all wrapped in a warm, soft tortilla. Wendy's always serves breakfast the right way.
Your health just got brighter with Lamp Insured. Sign up for Doctors Hospital's Lamp Insurance Supplement Plan and enjoy copay waivers and complete access with no upfront ER or inpatient collections. Only $30 per month. Visit doctorshosp.com/lamp to sign up or contact 242-822-1009. That's 242-822-1009. Your journey to affordable and worry-free healthcare begins now.
Thanksgiving has arrived early at Montague Motors. This whole month is Black November with deep discounts on selected models. Roll out this season in style. Montague Motors, trusted quality service for over 20 years. Zero down, everyone. Village Road near Shirley, 698-3950, 812-7576. Call Montague Motors now and get the best discounts the entire month of November.
Here's a price list of some of the roofing material we carry at Pinda Enterprises. 5/8 pressure-treated roofing ply starting at $36.68. Gray Select Water Shield, $134.20 a roll. Felt, £15, $16.50, £30, $19.80. Owens, Corning Duration Shingles, and Certainty Landmark Shingles, $56.56 a bundle. Gallon Roof Cement, $33.47. All sizes, treated dimensional lumber. And of course, we have all nails and all screws. We have 5-inch sheetrock, $28.76. Half-inch sheetrock, $22.18. All prices include VAT.
This November, the Nassau Guardian is celebrating 180 years. And we want to thank you, our loyal readers, for helping to make this one of the oldest newspapers in the region. We want you to be a part of our Vision Challenge giveaway promotion, beginning October 28th through November 22nd. All you need to do is find the hidden Nassau Guardian 180 Years logo, printed every day in the Nassau Guardian newspaper, and you could win prize money. Just purchase your daily Nassau Guardian newspaper every day, beginning Monday, October 28th. Find the 180th Nassau Guardian logo, cut out the page, mark the spot, write your name and phone number on that clipping, drop off your entries at our offices on Carter Street in Oakesfield, and every Friday, November 1st, November 8th, November 15th, and November 22nd, one drawing will take place. It's that simple.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Friday, November 15th, 2024. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan, and this morning it is time for our monthly Human Resource series. Still don't have a name for it as yet. I think we're going to have to do a competition for this one.
Yes.
But Ahmad Rashad Thompson's with us. He's an author, he's a trainer, he's a coach. He's everything to do with human resources, but it is always great to have him with us every third Friday each month here on Morning Blend Business. And today we've got a great topic, AI, replacement or enhancement.
Indeed.
I think this was sparked by something said on the show last time, right?
Yes. We had a conversation around, I think it was culture, cash over culture. So I can't remember exactly what we talked about last time, but we ended the conversation with this construct of artificial intelligence and how it is now, some people perceive it as a threat, others see it as a blessing.
Yeah.
Literally something that fell from the lap of Jesus himself. But first of all, thank you very much for having me back, Dwight. It's a pleasure to be with you and your audience this morning. Good morning, Bahamas. Let's talk all things AI, the truth about AI. Is it indeed a replacement or an enhancement?
I know there are good people out there who say it's both.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it is both. But is that a good thing that something is getting replaced?
So let's start with the hardest truth. If you really feel like AI is about to replace you or take your job, it probably means you're going to be fired anyway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You might need to say that again.
There. Because the only thing or things that can be replaced are those that are worth replacing. Now, I realize that I must have offended.
Is that correct?
Someone. I may have stepped on a corn. I may have mashed a toe. But I want us to understand something. A system will not outright replace a human. A system can make the human or the human process more efficient. If you, however, are concerned about the fact that you are going to be replaced by a system, it can likely mean, let me change my language. I don't want to use definite and authoritative terms, but let's just say it can likely lead to the fact or mean more of the fact that you are likely not as efficient as you can be, should be, want to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pause right there for a second, because going back to what we talked about last week, cash over. I can't remember the exact theme, but maybe the company just is like I need to save some money.
Yeah.
So they might not know what they're doing. They're just greedy. So what do you say in a situation like that?
So 2 things are happening. Anyone, my grandmother always says this, nobody's in business for fun.
Right.
You may enjoy the business you are in, but you are looking to clear that bottom line every month. You want to make sure that you can feed those children, pay that mortgage, go on your vacation, but obtain that financial freedom. So an organization that is leaning into technology, utilizing technology to enhance its processes, create some efficiencies, is doing something worthwhile. You, as a human being, also adapt things that make you more efficient. For instance, you no longer go to the food store. Let me find a good example. Let's say, for instance, now the way my barber receives payment for a haircut. 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I had to take the money with me to the barber store.
Right.
Now I could go on an app, make the appointment, schedule my time, transfer the money, or pay online. I don't have to go to the ATM, stand in traffic, all this. That just makes it more efficient.
Right.
Let me put it to you this way. This is the example I've been using in my teachings as I go to different organizations and my clients. You and I you weren't born with your current hairstyle, right?
Or maybe
you were, right? I wasn't born with a shape up.
Right.
The ladies in our community weren't born with the lovely nails and the extension on their lashes. And my sister would say the 30-inch bust down.
Right.
You weren't born with those things. You were born naturally beautiful. But you've taken the liberty to make yourself an enhanced version of yourself by using the technology in the way of lashes and weave and nails and shape-ups and new things that make you look a little bit better. They enhance the original product. God sent something to earth worth looking at. And you said, you know what? I could look even just do 1 or 2 things. That's what organizations embracing technology are deciding to do. Wow. The human being deciding to ignore technology is saying to their body, let's use the body as an example again, this is the same pants I wore last year, this time and the pants can't fit me. It's the pants problem, not me. So you're blaming technology instead of embracing technology. And so you're now threatened by a thing when you should be utilizing that thing. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I think organizations that are taking the steps to become more efficient, to become more streamlined, to implement processes that make their employees more efficient. It doesn't mean you're going to be replaced. It simply means I can make you now, I can enhance you, I can enhance your capability, I can enhance your deliverable, I can make sure, I can almost guarantee a level of efficiency that I wouldn't be able to guarantee when you feel bad today.
Yeah.
When you're tired of coming to work tomorrow. When you had too much coffee last night or too much rum last night or you're just over this today.
Right.
The system can't tell me I feel bad. The platform won't tell me today, oh, my mommy made me mad last night or my wife was acting crazy. The system won't do that. But the human being definitely will.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
All right. So what does a company do, and what should employees do? You've got 10 moderately efficient employees, and we're going to introduce AI, and then we won't need 10 of these people. What do you do if this is the prospect that you're facing?
I think this is where people go wrong. They think that because I'm implementing a process, I no longer need all 10 people. I can now appropriately utilize those 10 people. It doesn't necessarily and automatically mean 4 of those 10 are going to go home. It simply means now that a system can do this particular thing, I can put you and your energy on this particular thing. I can put you in the face of customers more. I can have you to go on the road to connect with our clients more. I can have you to make more actual sales calls. I can have you to be more efficient in the way of following up with our complaints and concerns. While the system automatically receives the call from the person or automatically receives the chat from the person coming in. So now, instead of you sitting here for 9 hours, 2 of them you spent drinking the tea. Another 1/3 of them you spent talking to your friend about the show you watched last night. You go on for the extended lunch because they go to the bank, and then your child gets sick, so they go pick them up. All of these things that we do, the system won't do, Dwight.
Right.
But the employer is now able to say, you know what, Ahmad? With this new system, I can now deploy your efforts from sitting to a computer all day and have you go to engage our customers in the store, engage our clients that we have not yet met. You can go now to the car show that RBC is having on Saturday with a thing in your hand and do the work right then and there. She said by Monday, we can get you an approval.
Yeah.
Now, when I was a banker at Dwight, 10 years ago, ain't no by Monday. Ain't no with the show on Saturday. Now, if you was coming to a Madu Shutdown as your loan officer, Saturday you was going to be approved.
Oh, okay.
I was working that kind of situation. But technically, the system wouldn't allow that. But today, she is able to speak with confidence that by Monday at the latest, if you bring all you're supposed to bring, you can be straight. You can be in your car by Tuesday evening.
Yeah.
That's a system that does that.
Technology helping.
And she behind a system is embracing it. Hold on. You mean I could get more sales targets? I could get more bonus at the end of the year. I could take home more money at the end of the I need to use this system. Versus, these banks want to replace people. Stop being so negative.
Right.
Embrace the tool that's in front of you.
All right. So, Ahmad Rashad Thompson, you've been doing this for a long
Yes, sir.
time.
Yes, sir.
You know fully well that most of these businesses out here will not say, well, now that I have the technology, I'll find a better way to use these people. They're saying 10, this is going to 7 by the end of the week.
That is not an absolute truth or an absolute falsehood, right? I think as we have a very honest conversation with technology and its advancements and its very fast advancements, you will have some people displaced. That's the bottom line. As an individual, as an employee, if you still belong to an organization, you need to be on the right side of that line.
Right.
So you're the one doing the research saying, hey boss, do you know that I found AI, I found ChatGPT, I found a platform, a system, a tool that if we employ this, I can spend more time on my clients in the face. You need to be in the front of the conversation, not the back of the conversation.
Right.
You're sitting by waiting for your boss to fire you or for your company to say, you know what, we're going to have to now downsize versus, hey, company, I did some research. And I found that if we implement this system, it will cost you upfront this many thousands of dollars. This could be a little hardship right now. But if you spend this money now, in 1 year, in 12 months, in 18 months, in 36 months, in 5 years, you would have amassed 5 times that amount.
Wow.
I can now be focused more on A, B, C, D, and Q, and you now have more people like me, efficient, enhanced, deliberate in what we're doing, less about, the system, the complaining, the this and the next. You sitting by waiting and complaining about technology, you're going to be in trouble.
You're going to be the one.
You're going to be in trouble. Yeah. I talk this example all the time, Dwight. All organizations right now are at the least, dealing with 5 generations at one time.
Oh boy!
This is the only time in the history of the planet that maybe that's no, I think it's true.
Might be.
I think it's the only time in the history of the planet that any organization has had 5 generations in one time.
Yeah, definitely 4.
Definitely 4. And if you are,
the young ones
I was in Barbados last month to for a conference. I spoke at a conference there in Barbados, and the trouble they are having is that for the third time, I think in 2 years, they've had to increase their retirement age. A person that was in the audience at the conference that I spoke to, her grandfather is 72 years old and going to work every single day. She, by extension, or in comparison, is 22, going to work every single day. My father is 61, my brother is 21, and they go to work every single day. Yeah. And my daddy is I think he's a baby boomer. My brother is a Gen Z. And Dwight, you could not get further from opposite.
Right.
My daddy believed in ironing for the week and leaving home 6:32, and if 7 o'clock meet him in the driveway, he late. My brother, on the other hand, bro, everything cool. You know, issue. And so now organizations are forced to think about how do I speak to, connect with, engage, get all of this same productivity from these 5 generations. And in about 4 to 5 years, we will be with 6 generations in one organization. Alpha is right behind Gen Z. And this generation, these last 2 generations, people always talked about millennials. But millennials are more like baby boomers than any other generation we've ever had. And I'm sorry, the millennials are more like the Gen X, the ones before baby boomers. So my Grammy them.
Okay.
Right? Because my Grammy them had to do what they had to do. Millennials don't want to have to go through the headache of that. Gen Z are less loyal. So make me mad today, fire ban.
Yeah.
I gone today. You know tomorrow, you know think about it. Just you can see my computer.
During lunch.
With my laptop and my mouse pack up, I gone. I come back tomorrow. You have to call me and say, hey, writing code I straight. I come back.
Right.
And so now technologies are having to make radical decisions and make sense of those decisions. We have to connect with, engage, and get productivity from at the minimum, 4 to 5 generations at once. We have to speak the language of all of these generations. That means that the person that's Gen Z millennial is coming in and saying, why let's do this on paper? Like, why are we writing this down? Where's the system? Where's the tool? Where's the platform? Do you know that I can just put this in my phone and 4.2 seconds get the answer? Why I got to do this manually?
Wow.
And then you have the baby boomer saying, hold on. System. Go slow. Right. But that's not, I don't want to generalize because you have on both sides persons who are not technologically sound and others and the baby boomer and beyond who are like, let me do this on my phone.
Yeah.
So organizations, if they have sense, are finding ways to make more efficient processes for their employees. They are adopting technology. The employee, if they have any more sense, is 100% in that technology.
Interesting. So you got to be an AI wrangler.
Yes,
basically.
sir.
Yeah. I noticed you left off Gen X there. I see we keep getting left off by everybody, but we're still a force.
Indeed. So there's, I forget the one that's before Baby Boomer, but there's them, there's Baby Boomer, there's Gen X, there's Gen Y, which is Millennial, then there's Gen Z, and now there's Alpha coming up.
Right.
Alphas are the ones that are still in school right now, still in high school, and primary school even in some cases, but they are coming, and it's not going to be long before they start to join the workforce.
Scary.
Indeed.
Scary. All right. So we're having a great conversation with Ahmad Rashad Thompson, AI replacement or enhancement. And we want to hear from you as well. Give us a call, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. And call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. We got some great text messages coming. We'll get to those in a bit. But this is one thing that always concerns me about AI. We do have some people out there who are very talented, very skilled, and AI sometimes just feels like it's like cheating. Like, mediocre person, you used AI and now you have this, this is a great presentation.
Yeah.
And like that person over there is brilliant and they always have great presentations on their own. Is that fair?
Yes.
It is?
Right?
How is that fair?
Okay, you hire a plumber today. Okay, let's say you hire your daddy's plumber. Your daddy plumber, Mr. Jones, was stalwart. He used to always come and fix the toilet or the sink when it and your daddy, Mr. Jones, used to come with the one thing. And no matter what that issue was, the one thing had to fix that tool. But you realized more and more that you call Mr. Jones ain't really fix the problem. You give him a couple dollars because I said daddy plumber.
Yeah.
You feel good, oh Lord, Mr. Jones, let me help him out. You get a young Joe Blow, Mr. Jones would say, who don't know nothing about no real plumbing. These young boys, la 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 la. Okay, fine. The guy come with one new thing.
Yeah.
We could snake out the thing and
hooks up the.
He still charge you the $4.25 per hour, but he only take 2 minutes. The problem is resolved. You got to give him his money, Dwight. He's not cheating. He is taking advantage of what's in front of him. Now, the thing about this, when I was in college, I had a professor, Dr. Ava Thompson. Shout out to Dr. Ava Thompson. Shout out to Dr. Stephanie Hutchison. Bad gals at the UB, the University of Bahamas. They would not like me to call them gals, but very distinguished young women. Dr. Thompson said to me, Ahmad, cut the fluff. Say what needs to be said. First thing. Second thing, you could only be asked a question on what you've said. So if you're presenting a paper, presenting in front of an audience, only what you speak to can somebody ask you. Now, somebody may come with a far left question that you didn't even speak about, but you could actually say, you know what, that's not the topic of our discussion today. I'll address that later on. But I can only ask you what you've spoken on. So if you put into something, it will only give you what you've put into it. So the person that is mediocre, that put into ChatGPT or uses this platform to get this insight, if they don't know what they're talking about anyway, Dwight, they will still look. This is an example I used the other day at a workshop I was doing. You ever heard on the radio, I'm sure you have, people say exhumer?
All the time.
Where's exhumer, Dwight? That's nowhere on the face of this planet. When God created the earth, he did not put an exhumer on the planet.
It's Grand Bahama.
And Bimini. It's B-I-M-I-N-I. Bimini. There's no exhumer. And so when you now take the example of the person trying to sound smarter than they are, it comes across as, oh boy, you don't know what you're talking about. So you're putting something into the platform, into the system, into the technology, and it's going to give you back what you put into it.
Okay.
So only what you put in, you will get out. Now, what AI does, for example, if you use ChatGPT for an example of these platforms, it does the work in a lightning fraction of the time, Dwight.
Right.
You would spend hours doing the research, Google in here, encyclopedia there, asking the Grammy them this. AI to me is like my smartest friend, or my Grammy with all the wisdom. Grammy, I have a talk on Wednesday. I want to talk about Clorox wipes, but I want to talk to an audience of 14 to 16-year-old students who come from broken homes, no single-parent families. Give me some strategies to talk to this audience with, so I can engage them and connect with them. Give me an interactive activity that I can do. Right? I am still going to be the one speaking.
Yeah, I was going to give you all the slang words they're using now.
She might.
Okay.
I say she because I name my ChatGPT. Her name is Mildred. Get to know her. She is $20 a month, and she is my best investment in decades.
Dear Lord.
Okay? And when I want to get gangster, I just call her Millie. I say, Millie, we got work to do, baby
She
girl.
responds to that?
She responds to that.
Oh, wow.
In fact, she calls me Mr. President. And I did not tell her to do that.
Oh, Mildred.
So Mildred, on a good day, Millie, when we got to get dirty, I say, Millie, come on, we got to do some things. I have a quick something coming up. Dwight, I am the thing that you have booked, not the system that I used.
Right.
It's the same way as if I were to Google it, or I were to do research, or I to do some extensive dissertation. The value is what I bring, not what I use to get the value.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you've booked me to come and speak to your team or to do a workshop with your leadership or hire me as your coach. And if I use a platform that you would expect me to do, if you're hiring me, you want me to do my research and come prepared and equipped. If I use that information to make me better for you to get better, aren't we all winning?
Well, okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you, folks. Is Ahmad Rashad Thompson making his case?
Making sense, family.
Let's hear. We got these text messages. This person says here, AI, the end of thought. Oh boy,
my goodness.
No more thinking. A person with no music abilities can make a complete song in less than 5 minutes.
Yes.
AI wrote a song and created the music. This is sad. Just because it's there doesn't mean we should be using it. We can do without it. We've all seen the threat AI possesses in movies. The future is already put into the movies. And they're saying that you are delusional if you feel that AI won't significantly decrease human employment. Are you an AI promotion agent or something?
I am absolutely not a promoter of AI. I'm also not, honestly, very clearly an expert in any form. Everything you just read is absolutely true. Okay? Like anything else in life, too much of anything is not good.
Right.
Anything in moderation is best for us. I do not support or purport a system replacing human talent. I do not support the movie being made and taking that out of the movie maker's hands or the people who create the costumes and all of these things. I'm not promoting that. What I'm saying, though, is that this is happening. This is right now. This is not the future. This is the right now. And so what I would do, what I would advise people to do is to understand it. You only fear what you misunderstand.
Yeah.
That which you understand, you can control. You can utilize. You can make work for you. Now,
would you support a movie with an AI Marlon Brando and Meryl Streep
no,
together?
I would not. I would not.
You sure you wouldn't support that?
I would not support that. I believe, this is how I feel about it. I feel like the creatives in our world are also at a very weird space and time as well. Because they put in the work to produce and create and to make something that you and I can enjoy. And a system somebody made one time ago can actually do it too. I don't think it does it better. I just think it can do it more efficiently in some cases. It takes away half the time, if not more than half the time. But what my message is this morning is that it can be a replacement. And the person who said I'm delusional, I received the comment in the way they hopefully intended to send it. I believe that, yes, if you look at any data, if you look at anyone in an organization who has taken a platform or a system to enhance its processes, it has resulted in either displacement of staff or movement of staff. That's fact. I'm not denying that. But I'm saying to you, as the world continues to evolve, I would like us to not necessarily avoid this technology, but start to get more familiar with the technology.
Yeah.
It is everywhere, Dwight.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's great advice. Don't be the one that loses your job to an AI. That would be embarrassing. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Rashad. Good morning, you, Dwight.
Good morning, sir.
Hi.
And Dwight, this concept that AI replaces, what happens is we are basically moving into what's called a fourth industrial revolution. That means there's 3 industrial revolutions behind us. You comparatively look, if you want to dig a hole, a few hundred years ago, you could have given everybody a spoon and get 1,000 people. Then we came with shovels and we need 100. Then we came with a backhoe, we need 1. But what AI does, it doesn't replace, it's a transformation of the human labor force. And so that's what technological advancement do. And so what you have is, remember when you had jobs that does repetitive routines and predictive tasks like data entry and assembly line work, and we now have robotics doing it, not robots, robotics doing it. So eventually jobs will evolve. But for jobs that require like creativity, emotional intelligence, and complex problem solving, they're not going to be replaced. AI is considered a tool, augmentation, not replacement.
There you go.
What we have to do, Dwight, is that we have to look at the way the economy is and grow. And let me share this example, the way Rashad spoke about. You have a job with 10 workers. That business person would be crazy if those 10 workers could adjust and augment what they do.
Come on.
Because then their business can double or triple and transform with the same amount of people. All it has to do is change it. So to simply say, I want to remain at the same place, so I have 10 people, I'm going to get rid of 4 so I can remain at the same place, when I can use this to augment my growth as long as my workers understand that they are part of the process as opposed to being competitive with it. And it's just now for us to rethink the way we did things and begin to look at how we can do things.
I feel like you all are coming at this from a utopia or something. I don't know why you think this is. You know this is not going to go like this. You know this. People are going to lose their jobs. Plenty of people.
Go ahead, sir. You go ahead, sir.
Right. Let's use an example. You have a job, and he does human resources, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you upskill them and you're doing sales, and you have 10 people doing $1 million a month, and using the augmentation that AI brings you, each of them now could double their skill, their production.
Yes.
And you haven't lost anything. You have doubled your company capacity by using AI. The problem is not going to be AI, it's the human refusal to adopt and adapt. And that has always been with the Luddites, like the person who called crying about things, the Luddites. And just saying this, Dwight, is Boomer 2, which ends in 1980, and then you have the millennials.
No, Gen X.
Then you, Victor, Boomer 2 is the X. Right, you have the boomers, they call it quiet generation.
Boomers too. No, please don't do that to us.
Seriously.
No, there's the boomers too, starting in around 62, 63 to 1980, and from 81.
I'm sure we all prefer Generation X. Do not want to be called boomers. Do not want to be called boomers.
That's why they came up with the X, so you have to be. You have to.
Yeah, we're not
boomer.
like them.
And then now we're Generation X, and then you have. Let me take this in this. Then you have the zillion. What do you call it? Zillions, something like that. Zillions or something like that.
Let's call them Gen Zs.
Right, and that's the cups between, and that's what.
But I keep saying the Bahamas needs to come up with our own, though. I mean, I think things are a little bit different here.
No, we wouldn't come up with our own. What we do is we adjust the age thing based on our educational system. We would move it back for 2 or 3 years. Maybe longer, because as long as we keep denying technology, we may just have one group of people.
All right. Well, we're straying far from what we're talking about. But Seattle, thanks for calling. But one day I'll have him on when I propose my generations here for the Bahamas, because I think there's a big difference between the people born after independence up to about 92, and in 92 I don't know where the end part is. But we'll do a whole show on that at some point. But okay, so we got a few more calls. We're talking about AI replacement or enhancement. I do agree that it's going to enhance a lot of things, but you're going to see, and like that texter said, we've seen this movie.
Yeah,
we've seen it, and there are going to be a lot of people who, sure, they're going to frame it as won't need to work, but it's worse than that.
Yeah,
won't be working.
Okay.
But that's the future. You all can act like something else is going to happen. We know this. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. That's me, but you will have to agree. Hi, caller. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there? Hi, good morning. You're on the air. All right, call us back. 323-6232. Good morning, caller. Okay, let's get to this text. This person says here, okay. Don't replace AI with the radio station, or don't. Okay, because I'm still waiting for Dwight to get drunk on the show and freak himself out. That'll be funny as heck. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Well, one day. I love ChatGPT. It is a great tool when you need to edit your work. I put in the information and it edits it for me.
Yes.
Persons who use AI to cheat will eventually show they had no substance to begin with.
Yes.
Those who use it to make their already good craft better. Where
That's
to go?
wisdom, Dwight.
Yeah.
Cheaters never prosper. Listen, technology will never replace the principles that God put on the earth, you know. You can be as sharp as you think you are. My Grammy always would say, a thief is a thief until he get catch. All of a sudden, all my mortgage due, my back was against the wall. You was a thief. You stole that thing and you shouldn't have stolen it. If you are going to utilize a platform, a system, a tool, Dwight, how much years ago were there no cars? When they used to ride horse and buggy, you had to ride horse and buggy. Then somebody make one car. And somebody brought one of them cars to the Bahamas. And somebody said, that's the devil. That thing ain't from the earth, that's from the la. And now look at the road. You can't drive, you can't get from here
That person
to
is
Kentucky.
right. That person is right.
What?
They've destroyed the world.
Oh,
You got
you can't get from here to Kentucky without getting in traffic.
Although I love cars. But the
Come
person
on, man.
the person who said it was the devil was not wrong.
If you, Dwight, had the choice of walking all your days or hopping in your car, turn on your AC,
you know what the answer
get from here
is.
to A and B, what you could do?
It is the greatest
Come
thing
on,
that's
man.
happened.
The cell phone in your hand, the iPad in front of you, the mic that you're holding, Dwight.
I'm going blind.
Oh, for
These are all
Lord's sake.
very, very,
Because
very...
you choose to look at the screen for 53 hours a day. Well, you blaming the man who made the phone, or you blaming you who using the phone? Yeah. Come on, man.
Both. Good morning. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there? Hi.
Good morning. Yes. So I'd just like to point out that initially the parallel was makeup, but some of the later callers talked about augmentation. And I think augmentation to your body, it always has inherent risks.
Indeed.
And surgeries have very unknown consequences.
Yes.
Potentially, you go into them, you can go into them all bright-eyed thinking everything's going to be great, but at the end of the day, it changes your life and your body in ways that potentially are harmful and damaging. And I think we've seen, humans have known about this. We have the allegory of Pandora's box, where you think it's something beautiful and amazing until you open it and then realize you've contaminated your space in ways that you can't undo it. Or another parallel would be the Sorcerer's Apprentice, which Disney made an animation of, where you have this magic that you think you can control and is going to be your slave, when ultimately, eventually, you can no longer control it and you become its slave.
That is the
And
fear. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That much. It's a little scary. It's exciting, but scary.
Listen, I want to ensure that the listeners this morning understand that I am not saying to you that you should fully disregard all the things you've ever known and ever used in life and just embrace 100% this technology in itself. Anything used outside of moderation is bad for you. Anything. So I want you to understand that as you navigate the world, as you get older, as you get more wise, as you embrace the things that are going to come to you in any event, use your wisdom, use your common sense to figure out what can I do, what should I not do, right? I intentionally use the example of enhancement, like eyelashes and nails and these things, because those things typically aren't dangerous for you. Of course, if the nail tech doesn't know what she or he is doing, if the eyelash technician is used the wrong applicator, or you have an allergic reaction, those things are what we call anomalies. But anything like technology that you misuse, mismanage, overuse can have negative effects. Yeah. All I'm saying to you today is, if it is that you do not get behind, embrace, and start to utilize these technologies, you will risk replacement. But if you decide to use this as a way to enhance your capability, to make yourself more marketable, if you're in the organization and you are a salesperson, that's not necessary. You're good with the numbers, but you're not really good with relationship.
Yeah.
You find it hard to connect with people. You just use ChatGPT for example again. Hey, ChatGPT, I have a customer who is a traditionalist in his. So let's say you have a gas station, a gentleman who owns a gas station. He's 79. He don't relate to you, Mr. 25-year-old. But you see so many ways you can help him to change his processes or increase his sales or find this new product. But he's trusting the good old. You don't want to take this limb. You could go to ChatGPT, hey, I'm a sales agent, 25 years old, with the following products I need to introduce to a client who is 79 years old, been in business for 45 years, runs a gas station. Give me 3 things I can say to him to convince him to get on this new product. Yeah. Give me some case studies that other gas stations are using. Come on, man. Use the thing to make yourself better, not to replace yourself.
Right.
Not to be threatened by. Anything that's going to make you better, look into it. I'm not saying dive head in and lose yourself. Look into it, explore it, try it. You have a difficult child at home that you can't seem to reach. Hey, ChatGPT, Millie. It's me and my baby girl. She's having a rough time. I feel like something's going on at school. Give me a topic that I can raise it up. Give me a game we can play. Give me a Bible scripture I can reference to help her understand who she is in the kingdom. Like, you don't have to be afraid of these things. You can use these things.
No, actually, that is a scary example.
Why?
I don't make me very uncomfortable. And it's so sad that you have to go to ChatGPT.
Not that I have to go to Dwight, but I can go.
Right.
Right? Because maybe everything that I've tried so far hasn't worked. And all the system will do is do all the hard work for you. It does all the digging and the searching and this and that. And it says, hey, here's what I found. Use it or not. It's not an obligation.
Wow.
It's a choice.
See, this is just a couple years away from AI raise this child.
Absolutely not.
What?
My niece is 7 years old, Dwight. All right, I'm not a parent yet. If I'm going to be a parent, I don't know if God's going to bless me with that in the future. But my niece is 7, and she is in a generation that I believe will save our world. Right? I think that, again, I don't want to generalize, but the Gen Zs have a level of what's the word I want to use? I want to say disregard for a lot of things. Like some things that most people consider important and that should be focused on, they consider like this is a moot point. It means nothing to me.
Sure.
But I think the generation behind them is very creative, very innovative, and resourceful. They're not going to take no for an answer.
Yeah.
And that is going to combat technology. It's going to complement technology as well. The people who let technology take them over, that's a choice. That's not a circumstance. That is a choice.
Okay. Although the way things are going in the world, AI raises child might be a good thing. Who knows? Caller, you still there? Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Strachan.
Hi.
I've never enjoyed a show as much as this. I don't know who this gentleman is,
Wow.
but he's very aphoristic in his statements. He's poised, he's wise. And I just one thing I heard him say that disappointed me, but maybe he needs to counsel me because, you know, I enjoy technology. I call it technology, but he needs to teach me how to embrace it, right? So I'm hoping that maybe I can use ChatGPT or whatever to enhance my upholstery skills. You know, God made us and we're not perfect. So, you know, when you're doing work with hands, trade work, sometimes what people don't know is sometimes you have to go over something. So it's not like you don't make mistakes, right?
Yes.
So maybe ChatGPT can help me with that.
Absolutely.
So now, really and truly, you guys gave me a good laugh when he said this crime. He told him a thief is a thief until he got caught.
Yes.
I always thought it was a thief is a thief is a thief, but you need to have him on regular. And Mr.
Every
Strachan,
month he's on
every third Friday. Thank you so much, sir.
Gen X. I was born in '64, right?
Yes, sir.
Right, guess. And so they helped me as a baby boomer or a Gen X. So I don't know, Dwight. I don't like the word X. You say you are an X, but X for me and Matt is unknown. So that means I'm unknown, right?
You said you're born in what year, sir?
I'm enjoying the show. Really.
Yeah, I think you're Gen X.
Mr. Strachan, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing about AI girlfriend. You know, you understand me, Mr. Strachan?
Well, that's a whole other show.
You just see it online?
No, that's another show. We're going to do. Do you want to do that show?
Go to AI to get to
Don't do that.
For companionship, that's a different thing.
The last caller who talked about Pandora's box, very wise.
Yeah, I feel so.
That was wise too. I agree.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
I appreciate the compliments.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, we're getting into Star Trek kind of stuff, no? 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Caller, good morning, you're on the air. Are you there? Okay, so I want you to speak to the business person out there who's thinking, I don't care what Ahmad Rashad Thompson says. I can't wait till AI gets to the point where I could lose most of these staff that I have.
Wow.
What do you say to that person?
Lady and gentlemen, business owner, organization, there is never going to be a system that can relate to, that can empathize, that can engage, that can humanly relate to another human being. It's never going to happen.
They're going to say, I don't care, I just want money.
You want money and you're going to lose money at the same time. Think about the amount of times you've called the hotline and the thing picked up. Good morning, thank you for calling Morning Blend. Blah, blah, blah. Press 2 for I want to talk to Rebecca or Susie or Paul. And I'm one of those people. As much as I'm embracing,
always nice. They're not giving me attitude. They're not like,
but AI gives you 17 options to choose from that none of them relate to what you actually need. So they're saying you have a problem with mic or a problem with the shades. None. My chair don't work. What you telling me in there? So I type in, I want to speak to a human being. I just did this 2 days ago, right? I found a new platform that I use to do surveys when I go to speaking engagements and stuff, right? Amazing platform.
And it didn't say, my name is Mildred, I'm a human?
It didn't. And I told them, I want to talk to a human being. I want to physically speak to them on the phone. And
don't I sound like a human?
You do not. In 4 minutes, a woman from one part of the world called me.
So you think?
So I know.
Okay.
But what I'm saying to my overall point is, right, the engagement, the humanity factor, that's never going to be done away with. If you do away with it, prepare to lose some part of your business, right? You will create efficiencies, you will create deficiencies at the same time. People like people. People relate to people. People use systems, they don't necessarily like systems, right? Now, I like some of the systems that I use because I use them. They help me to be better.
Yeah.
They get me to be more efficient, more practical. But when you need a person, Dwight, and there are some roles that will not be replaced. For instance, they have, I was talking to somebody in business the other day, and they implemented AI-ish to their, like a chatbot type thing for their call center. Right. But for specific needs, you must speak to a human, right? For specific challenges, you will only speak to a human. And once you engage that particular issue, the human automatically picks up, right? So it now means I may have less people in the call center, but there's somebody still in the call center. What they did, just as an example, is that those persons were given opportunities to determine where else do you want to grow in the organization.
Okay.
This is the time now to reimagine your organization, not rid of human beings.
Yeah.
So now talk to your employees. We've been on this track for the last 3 months, right? Engage the people that make you the money. Susan, you've been here for 24 years. We're going to implement a new platform that will cause us to have less calls coming into the call center. Where else do you want to go in our organization? Have you ever thought about sales or marketing or HR or so on and so forth? Give this person a chance to reimagine their future in your organization as well. Somebody may tell you everything cool, boss, I straight. Believe them. Get on the check, let them go home. But the person who wants to evolve in the organization, who wants to grow, give them the opportunity to grow as well. Rededicate that talent somewhere else.
Okay.
Employee listening to me, please do yourself the favor and become the employee that's on the cutting edge of success. You want to be the one leading the charge in your organization, not waiting for you to catch up to it.
Yeah.
Go to your leaders. Hey man, y'all, I find one thing. This thinging.
Yeah.
We got to do something with this.
That is some good advice. Let's see if we can take this call really quickly and a couple more messages before we go. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Right, your call is making a lot of sense. I agree with Dominic ChatGPT. I don't know what people see it for, but let me tell you, with me, it is helping improve me. Especially when I put information in ChatGPT, I will go over it and check it. And I tell ChatGPT, this is incorrect. Look at this, and it formalizes it. So, like your call is, like SO said, it's making me better, making me more sharper. So I do that the technology doing for me. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. These messages as we go. This person says here, hey, AI is like a calculator. Those who know how to do mental math can use both the calculator or their brains. Those who don't know how to do mental math will have to heavily rely on the calculator when they don't have it. It will they'll fall flat. So you'll see who's got the talent and who doesn't. This person says here, AI can be used to replace a morning radio host. It can be called Dwight 2.0, and it's actually more efficient because it could make corny jokes, sarcastic comments, and do softball interviews. And promote the leftist, communist, socialist, and Marxist ideologies. Wow. Okay. All right. I think this was a chatbot sending this message. I believe so. This person. Thank you, texter. This boy, I tell you. Can AI anyway? We'll find out what else AI can do. The Bahamas needs to come up with our own. Caller yesterday said we're getting this is something totally different. I don't know what's going on there. What techniques can teachers use to get kids to use AI responsibly without dumbing down the importance of critical thinking?
This is so good.
Look at how late this came in first.
I know, right? Oh my gosh.
We might do a part two on this, Yeah, we might do a part two on that part. But okay. All right, so we got only about a couple minutes left. You got something big going on. Ahmad Rashad Thompson, tell us about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud, so happy, so delighted, so honored to tell you now about the Shift Conference coming to you. This is the third annual conference, ladies and gentlemen, that will take place in Nassau, Bahamas on January 31st. If you've been to a Shift Conference before, please, you cannot afford to miss this. If you've not been, what have you been doing? We need you to come down and join us on January 31st, 2025 for the third annual Shift Conference. Shift 25 is going to be like nothing you've ever seen on this planet and in this country. Our theme this year is Shift into Innovation.
Okay.
And Dwight, we've gathered 25 of some of the best in our community and from around the world. We're now going global as well. Our goal with the conference is always to put God first. 1, to put on display Bahamian excellence and Bahamian talent. And 3, to expose people to things that can make them better. Wow. We believe that the Shift Conference is the place you come to take your life to the next level, to reimagine possibility and to see examples of what you thought was only an aspiration. On the conference coming up on January 31st, we have Q-Tel DeVoe, a bad somebody out of Freeport, Grand Bahama. She could make anybody hand look like it comes straight out of heaven. Q-Tel DeVoe is phenomenal in the nail industry. We have Mr. Wayne Munker, who is the owner Mother Freeze Ice Cream and Bakehouse. We have Miss Raquel Roll, who is a playwright and creative in our country. We have Mr. Samir Bhatti, who is the CEO of BTC. Miss Sherilyn, Miss Giggle Woods, who is also another creative in our country. I'm going to have a specific panel discussion with Dasque, Sawyer Boy, Miss Giggles, and Raquel about how you take your gift and use that gift to, one, monetize it, but also, two, help the communities around you. Use what God has given you. Use what got you in trouble in primary school and high school to make money and help people expand their life. We have Mr. Timothy Smith, real estate guru. We have Mr. Lincoln Deal, serial entrepreneur in our country. Mr. Kendrick Delaney, owner of New Duff. Mrs. Sonia Missick, Miss Vernice Joaquin, CEO of NAD. Mr. Levin Wilson, CEO of so many companies in our country, but he is now currently the owner of Access Co-work Suite Sound in One West. We have Miss Felicia Ellis. She is a phenomenal seamstress, and I'm sorry, that's the wrong word. Felicia, I'm sorry. She is a fashionista. This lady is bad on the threads. We have Mr. Alison Edgecombe. He is the owner of Island Connect, the barbershop. We have Miss Ruth Forbes coming out of Turks and Caicos. We have Pastor and Prophet Tori Phillips coming in from Tallahassee, Florida. We have Miss Tamika Forbes from Atlantis, Senior Vice President of HR there. We have, I'm missing some people. But ladies and gentlemen.
How many days is this conference?
This is 1 day.
What? Okay.
Right. We have brought about 600 years of experience, more than millions of dollars worth of actual money in one room. This is a giant masterclass.
Where is it going to be?
We're finalizing that detail right now.
So
but
by next month when you come back, you'll tell us more
definitely
about that.
before then even.
Yeah.
But registration is open today, and right now, if you are listening to us, if you go to theshiftexperience.com, that's THESHIFT experience.com, and you put in the discount code BLEND25, you're going to get an additional $25 off of our early bird pricing, which will expire on November 30th.
Okay.
If you're listening to this show right now and you catch this broadcast, you register today in this moment, you will receive an additional $25 off of your VIP and or general admission ticket. VIP gives you access to our pre-shift cocktail hour, where we're going to have the majority of our speakers in one room, where you get to hobnob and really pick their brain and ask them questions that can help you to get to your next level in your career, in your business, in your life. And you get preferred seating, of course, at the conference that day. You're going to be exposed to a specific event we're going to have at the conference on that day as well. I encourage you, do not miss this shift.
It's going to be great.
You need to get your shift together.
Wow.
And join us. Go to theshiftexperience.com. That's THESHYFTEXPERIENCE.com. And you're going to register today. If you register right now from the Morning Blend Show, you're going to put in the code BLEND25. That's going to give you an additional $25 off to get your seat today. Do not miss this shift.
Excellent, excellent. And no AIs.
No AI, all human beings.
Oh, wow.
All real life examples of absolute badness and excellence in the kingdom, excellence in the business, excellence in leadership. We're going to have a dynamic conversation all day long. You do not want to miss this.
Is there an AI that can help us deal with these shady texters? This person's asking you if the conference is an exhumer.
It's not an exhumer, it's in Nassau, Bahamas.
Oh,
Please
boy.
do not miss
people.
this.
Ahmad Rashad Thompson, great conversation.
Thank you so much, Robert. It's always a pleasure to be
We'll
here.
see you next
Indeed.
month.
We will be here on December 20th, right? That's right before Christmas.
Right.
Y'all, we need a name for this show. Please, if you have some ideas, text Dwight, call back, and say, give us a name, and we will give the person with the best name two free tickets to the Shift Conference in January 2025. So please do us a favor, help us find a name for this show, and we will select a winner.
A few weeks ago, the human factor, but let's sort out for this human resource series every month, folks.
Give us some ideas, guys.
Thank you again, Ahmad.
Thank you so much, brother.
And thank you all for being here with us this morning. Be sure to pick up today's Nassau Guardian and the Guardian Business section for the latest in business news, brought to you in part by Seafowl, growing wealth for future generations. Everybody have a wonderful, safe weekend. I'll be back with you on Monday with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
This holiday season, give the gift that lasts a lifetime. Financial freedom with CFAL. Whether you're looking to take the stress out of holiday giving or plan for the future, CFAL has you covered. With our suite of savings products, you can start with a minimal upfront investment and low monthly contributions. Get a jump start with 2025 financial goals with CFAL Savings Express, or give the little ones a head start with the CFAL Education Plan. You can also secure your own future with the CFAL Blue Marlin Retirement Plan. This holiday season, make your gift count with CFAL, where small savings lead to brighter futures. Visit CFAL.com today to start building wealth so you can live well. Happy holidays from all of us at CFAL.
Are you a Bahamian with property on one of our 16 island destinations? Well, the Tourism Development Corporation, in partnership with Bahamas Development Bank, is officially launching our Home Sweet Home Incentive. Join the vacation market by transforming your properties into vacation rentals. Earn up to $10,000 or more in funding and start building today. Register at tdcbahamas.com. from October 7th to November 18th. What are you waiting on? Build your vacation home today.
Make your house a home. Stop by the furniture store that's giving you more. With appliances, furniture, and prices. Whatever you want, we got it all. Robin's Furniture, no wonder. We give it you. We make it worthwhile. We make it quality, comfort, and style. Quality and style, yeah. Robin's Furniture, no wonder. What we give it you. We make it worthwhile, giving you quality, comfort, and style. Rollins Furniture.
Celebrate the ease of opening a new account online with Scotiabank. Follow these 3 steps to access a world of possibilities. Step 1, visit bs.scotiabank.com. Step 2, select an account type to best suit your needs. Step 3, complete the form and upload your documents. Open your new Scotiabank account online today.
This holiday season, give the gift that lasts a lifetime. Financial freedom with CFAL. Whether you're looking to take the stress out of holiday giving or plan for the future, CFAL has you covered. With our suite of savings products, you can start with a minimal upfront investment and low monthly contributions. Get a jump start with 2025 financial goals with CFAL Savings Express, or give the little ones a head start with the CFAL Education Plan. You can also secure your own future with the CFAL Blue Marlin Retirement Plan. This holiday season, make your gift count with CFAL, where small savings lead to brighter futures. Visit CFAL.com today to start building wealth so you can live well. Happy holidays from all of us at CFAL.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.